welcome. You're watching News9 Live with me, Neha Khanna, and joining me here in the studio are my colleagues Brijesh and Karthikey Sharma. We have some big news coming in from Karnataka. Kaun banega Mukhyamantri? Who will be the next Chief Minister is a question that is being asked ever since the results came out this Saturday. And now it looks like we may finally have the answer to that question. Sources suggest that the party has zeroed in on former Chief Minister Siddaramaiah. The 75-year-old, we're given to understand, is all set to take over once again as the Chief Minister of Karnataka. His rival D.K. Shivkumar, who of course had made a strong pitch for his own candidature and was driving a hard bargain, it seems at the moment has lost the race to the 75-year-old veteran. But there is more to the story. Let's take this across to Brijesh and Karthikey. And I'm also joined by my colleagues Mohammad Wajiullah and Bhaskar Hegde, editor of TV9 Kannada Digital. Karthikey, starting with you. You know, many would say, if you followed the Congress party and if you have some understanding of how the grand old party functions, it is really not such a big surprise that they have decided to go with the party veteran, the older Siddaramaiah, who is seen as a mass leader and who's successfully run a government in Karnataka for a full term. The question is, what does this mean for D.K. Shivkumar?
I think D.K. Shivkumar will have to adjust to the new reality that Siddaramaiah continues to have a place of prominence in the Congress party. I think Siddaramaiah has been chosen for the larger scheme of things, and in the larger scheme of things, Siddaramaiah is going to be the Chief Minister for one simple reason, that Siddaramaiah is the backward face. There have been times that the people have become Chief Minister despite not having support within the legislative parties. Indira Gandhi could do it. She could make a Muslim Chief Minister of Maharashtra. She could make a Bania Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh. She could make a Bhumihar Chief Minister of Bihar, who do not constitute big majorities in the state. They are neither OBCs. She could do it because she had control over the vote. Congress party over a period of time has lost that that power of the central leadership, which could decide which person can win from which constituency. In that case, the chieftains have become strong. I would say Congress party is undergoing the same phenomena which BJP witnessed in 70s and 80s, where regional satraps were the real power centers. Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, Sundar Lal Patwa, Narendra Modi, Shivraj Singh Chauhan. They were regional. Vasundhara Raje Scindia. Even today, BJP finds it difficult to sideline her. So Siddaramaiah represents that part of Indian politics where regional leaders decide what happens at a national level. So you know that's the pushback. If we say that, you know, if we are talking about a partyless federal structure, then this explains the importance of regional leaders. But Siddaramaiah, one, clean face, no CBI ID charge sheet. Third, a backward phase of the Congress party. Couple of cases hanging against D.K. Shivkumar, and I think in Congress party they have difficulty, and I must say that, taking radical decisions. They could have taken a radical decision with Sachin, they could have taken a radical decision with Mr. Singhdeo, they could have taken a radical decision with Madharav Scindia's son, Jyotiraditya, but they didn't. So this is also part and parcel of the Congress party where they go by the old horse. It is for this reason Mr. Gogoi continued as Chief Minister of Assam for 15 years, and despite the pressure from the regional leadership, they did not accommodate Hemanta Biswa Sarma. Exactly. So it says a lot of things about Congress, but yes, Siddaramaiah is the man of the moment.
He is the man of the moment, and the more things change, the more they remain the same with the Congress party. I couldn't agree more with you, Karthikey. In fact, we've had panelists on our show who have said that if you go by past experience and the party's track record, the Congress invariably and inevitably ends up going with the older leader in the race. Brijesh, Siddaramaiah clearly had a lot going for him, as did D.K. Shivkumar. When we talk about strong regional satraps, I don't think anybody can dispute that D.K. Shivkumar also falls into that category. But in the end, according to you, what are those 2 or 3 most significant factors that clinched the deal in favor of Siddaramaiah, despite the fact that there were so many people saying D.K. Shivkumar is the leader of the future, he is the man the Congress party should be investing in?
Well, I think, I very vehemently spoke for the fact that DK Shivakumar should be made the president. But I was also very clear, and I said it in the open, that it is Siddaramaiah who is going to be the president of, going to be the chief minister of Karnataka. There are two things which go for Siddaramaiah. A, he's the OBC face. B, he shares a rapport with the state leaders. It doesn't, rock the boat, as we may say. Knows is known across the state. The thing which went against DK Shivakumar, I think, is also what we witnessed during the Supreme Court hearing. The cases against DK Shivakumar are the one which torpedoed his boat. Today, Abhishek Manu Singhvi appeared before the court, and there was a CBI summon to DK Shivakumar, and Abhishek Manu Singhvi said that a lot of discussion is going on. If we may request your lordships to change the dates after 3-4 days. The party leadership realizes that, if you made the DK Shivakumar the chief minister, these kind of cases will come back to haunt. And as we've been saying, we don't know the exact contours of how this chief ministership is going to be. Is it going to be 2.5? Is it going to be 2 years and 3 years for DK? Or is it going to be, Siddaramaiah being the chief minister and DK occupying plum post as well as the KPCC chief till 2024, which puts him in a driving position as far as the boss of organization, as well as having plum portfolios and with a say in center.
Absolutely. And as we speak, we are looking at visuals of supporters of the two camps, raising slogans, holding up placards and posters, still hoping that the leader that they support is going to end up as the chief minister. Those are, of course, supporters of Siddaramaiah holding up his posters. And earlier, we played out visuals of DK Shivakumar's supporters breaking coconuts, perhaps hoping against hope that at the last minute there could be a miracle and their leader will become chief minister. But at the moment, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. If I could go across to Bhaskar Hegde at this point. Bhaskar, as we've been saying for days now, there are many of us who believed that while DK Shivakumar perhaps should have been chosen as the chief minister, yet the cards were always stacked in favor of Siddaramaiah. Perhaps the criminal and corruption cases against DK Shivakumar are the biggest albatross around his neck, but there is more to the story. Reports suggest, and these are only reports, let's be very careful, we are not saying for a moment that this is confirmed information, because remember, no official announcement has been made by the Congress party yet. They are still in a huddle. Deliberations, we are told, are still taking place with the two contenders. However, reports suggest that Siddaramaiah is going to take over as chief minister. The post of deputy chief minister might be offered or is going to be offered to DK Shivakumar, and he will get plum portfolios. DK Shivakumar continues as KPCC chief till 2024 at least, and there is a very distinct possibility now, something that had been ruled out by many people earlier, including DK Shivakumar himself. The possibility of a rotational chief ministership with DK Shivakumar taking over the reins from Siddaramaiah 2.5 years into the tenure of this government. What are you picking up from your sources?
Neha, I think one of the reasons that party high command might have picked Siddaramaiah, if at all the information what's coming from Delhi is right, is that based on the number of MLAs supporting him. That is a very primary reason. I believe Rahul Gandhi is sticking to this particular argument that Siddaramaiah should get CM post. So because if in case BJP in future makes some kind of issue politically, the party can come back and say, counter the BJP's argument and say, even though we have not disclosed the number of MLAs supporting Siddaramaiah, basically Siddaramaiah has been picked only because of the number of MLAs supporting that. That clearly shows the kind of democratic process we follow and the importance and the respect we give it to the democratic process. That is number one. I agree partially with Karthikeya that Congress might have picked Siddaramaiah if at all they go with him. He's a OBC face and is very popular in the rural Karnataka, more so than urban Karnataka. Because I think the party might be thinking that keeping the 2024 options open, because if they keep the rural Karnataka very strong, And if Siddaramaiah can bring more OBC and SC, SC, ST votes, along with Vakaliga votes from southern Karnataka, then I think they can easily get more number of seats from Karnataka. I think that can be one of the reasons why they opt for Sidhu as CM and DCM for DK Shivkumar. I think that's the kind of thing I read it from here.
Okay. Vajiola, if I could come to you at this point, what else can you share with us? What are you picking up from your sources? If Siddaramaiah as the Chief Minister is a done deal, the question is, will the post of Deputy Chief Minister be enough to pacify DK Shivkumar, who till yesterday had completely ruled out accepting rotational chief ministership. However, today there are reports doing the rounds that we may end up having that scenario for rotational chief ministership after all in the state of Karnataka.
Well, from what I have heard from my sources in Delhi is that so far, like you said, that the Siddaramaiah Chief Minister's post is a done deal, and Siddaramaiah will be the next Chief Minister. He'll be swearing in tomorrow at 3:30 in Kantirwa Stadium, is what we've been told by our sources there. But the DK Shivkumar factor is something that's going to weigh in, because DK Shivkumar first did not agree for the split of power, but now after his conversation with Rahul Gandhi and the others in the party yesterday, it has been decided, so far it has been decided that DK Kumar will split power. He will take over the reins of the Chief Minister, mostly after the Lok Sabha election or 2 years after Siddaramaiah is the Chief Minister. So the first 2 years will be Siddaramaiah, and the next 3 years will be taken care by DK Shivkumar, is what our sources tell us. And in the meantime, when Siddaramaiah is going to be the Chief Minister, DK Shivkumar will hold the Deputy Chief Minister's post, and will also be holding a lot of other plum posts and important posts in the cabinet. So this is what we've been told. We've also been told that tomorrow at 3:30, around that time, we'll see Siddaramaiah swearing, and he'll be the only one swearing in tomorrow. Now, the reason why this has been done is, like we mentioned yesterday when the ballot was present, more than 80%, 80 MLAs had voted for Siddaramaiah. This is because Siddaramaiah is the oldest leader, and like how Mr. Karthikey mentioned, that Congress has this issue of electing a leader who's way more experienced than the young one, and that is why I think Siddaramaiah weighs in more support of the MLAs. He's a mass leader, and the vote bank that he comes from, which is Ahinda, which is lower middle class, your SC, ST, minorities. This vote chunk is.
Okay, we've lost the line there too, Vajiola, but of course he's essentially confirming that Siddaramaiah as the Chief Minister is a done deal, and we could see him take the oath of office as early as tomorrow, though Vaji also adding that perhaps it will only be the Chief Minister who will take oath tomorrow, not his entire cabinet. Okay, we also have Roja Kandath, senior journalist with us, Baswaraj Itnal, also senior journalist, also on the broadcast with us. Roja Kandath, let me come to you now. For at least the last 2 days, we were asking this question on this channel. Eventually, is a shared power formula is what is going to work in a contest where both the leaders are equally important for the Congress party and where it cannot afford to alienate either of them. Even though we have no confirmation at this point, but reports suggest Siddaramaiah is the next Chief Minister, DK could be the next Deputy Chief Minister, and chances are there will be power sharing after all. DKS may have given in after initially rejecting that formula. Your thoughts?
You know, the talks doing rounds among journalists in Bangalore is that it would have helped if they made DKS, the Chief Minister for the first 2 years, simply because the Lok Sabha elections is expected in 2024. And we need a young leader who will work on the ground to deliver the results. But on the other hand, the discussion that's going on is with Mr. Praveen Sood being called over to Delhi to head the CBI, the BJP could misuse him to foster cases on Shiv Kumar, as he already has landed himself in many money issues. So there was no way they could make DK simply because, the chief minister himself having an ED raid or a CBI raid would speak ill of the Congress party. So as of now, the decision has been made. I don't know if a double formula will work, like a double engine didn't work in Karnataka, simply because, we have experiences of, the coalition government when HD Kumaraswamy pulled out and, aligned with the BJP and formed his own government with himself as the chief minister. So power is very endearing. So I'm not sure if Siddaramaiah would agree to give up power after 2 years, or for DKS, who has worked so hard on the ground level, if it is easy to take up power the second time, because the actual face of the chief minister is the person who takes oath tomorrow, and that would speak volumes for somebody who helped the party get 135 seats. So, both ways there are issues. If they had elected DK Shivkumar, it could work against the Congress because of Praveen Sood heading the CBI. So we'll have to look at the smaller issues which, journalists are not discussing openly, but eventually different newspapers and channels will bring out these stories that, at the Shangri-La Hotel, when it was decided that 80 MLAs voted for Siddaramaiah, they should have simply declared him as the leader and shown their leadership. I think because they could not convince DK Shivkumar, they had to transfer this whole drama to Delhi, have two people take flights with their aides and cronies and, make television channels run around and then declare. It's still not yet been declared, so the drama is not over.
It's not been declared, the drama is not over, but Baswaraj Itnal, it's not as easy as that for the Congress party. Yes, there was a secret ballot that took place at Shangri-La Hotel on Sunday evening, and yes, reports suggest that a majority of MLAs over 80 voted in favor of Siddaramaiah, and that is the claim that Siddaramaiah has been making to the High Command ever since. But, they really could not have just gone ahead and made the declaration the same day in Bengaluru. It was important for them to make sure that a leader like DK Shivkumar was on board. Yes, DKS was digging his heels in till last night. He's driven a hard bargain. But they needed to bring him on board because this is a very important man that the party is going to need not only in Karnataka but nationally going into 2024. The question is, will Deputy Chief Ministership be enough to pacify DK Shivkumar? How do you see this playing out? Many have been wondering, is he going to go into a sulk, or will he continue to play the obedient, staunch loyalist that he has been so far?
He would definitely sulk, but at the same time, he has no option but to be obedient to the party high command, which he has demonstrated in the last so many years. But the point right now, the Karthikey was talking, or whatever your correspondent was saying, and including what Roja was saying, is that, this number 80, nobody knows it for sure. Whether it is 80 or 50 or 100 or 120, nobody knows it. It's a secret ballot, and we're all talking based on opinions of our sources. That's one thing. Another thing is, the issue on the table right now is not whether DK Shivkumar is a lesser leader or Siddaramaiah is a bigger leader. That is not at all an issue. The one point that is, that's one hurdle before DK Shivkumar is the cases pending against him. Let us imagine a scenario where if there were no cases against DK Shivkumar, there was no chance DK Shivkumar would give up. There was no chance anybody would have asked him to stand down, because Siddaramaiah has had a term, and people would have asked him to be a bigger man and make way for the younger lot. And DK Shivkumar's hard work is for everyone to see. But the issue is that the cases are pending against him, and someone like Praveen Sood, the DG and IG of Karnataka Police, was recently shifted as CBI director. He also doesn't have a great rapport with DK Shivkumar. DK Shivkumar and Praveen Sood they were at loggerheads openly many times in Karnataka. So this certainly sends a message, so that BJP is already prepared to embarrass the government. Now, and will they not embarrass DK Shivkumar if he's the power minister, or if he's irrigation minister, or if he's home minister, or if he's no minister, only KPC president? They will do it. The point is only degree of embarrassment. He is the head of a state, head of the state government. He is going to face this arrest or not. That is the limited point here. But even if Siddaramaiah is given the first round, this, like all of us are talking, the power transition is not going to be smooth. It can be smooth only if in 2024, if there is some sort of opposition unity and Congress is in a position to accommodate Siddaramaiah at the center. Otherwise, it is not going to be that easy as it is made out to be. So we are looking at a complication, a layered complications coming ahead in the time.
It is going to be complicated. Power sharing is never easy. In fact, DK Shivkumar is believed to have cited the examples of Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh in his talks with the High Command when he initially rejected the formula. Karthikey, I want to come back to you at this point. Let's say that DK Shivkumar is offered chief ministership 2 or 2.5 years down the road. Number one, will that be enough to pacify a leader who till last night was saying, I am the one who's brought the party to power. The 135 MLAs have been elected on my watch. I fulfilled my promise to Sonia Gandhi. And then there is this whole question of, will Siddaramaiah be willing to give up power 2 years, 2.5 years down the road? We know how it works usually.
See, it can work if you have a powerful party president. For example, I remember when Rajiv Gandhi was the Prime Minister, when they removed Bhagwat Jah Azad, Tariq Anwar was sent there. Tariq Anwar never wanted to become Deputy Chief Minister of Bhagwat Jah Azad in 1980s. So he disappeared from Patna. It's a very famous story for another day. And 2 journalists, senior editors were sent who were friends of Rajiv Gandhi, were caught dumbstruck on the airport because he took a taxi saying that he will not work with Mr. Bhagwat Jah Azad because there were allegations of mismanagement during civil strife. So that's one. But then you know, that showed how much power a Prime Minister or the President of the Congress party had in removing the Chief Minister. Or for example, Arjun Singh was the Chief Minister in 1980s. Then he went on to become this, the Governor of Punjab, and Motilal Vora was made the Chief Minister, and then Motilal Vora was shifted back as the Union Minister for Civil Aviation. Why? Because Rajiv Gandhi had complete control over the party. The similar things Indira Gandhi used to do. Kamraj plan was exactly the same thing which Jawaharlal Nehru did. Now you neither have Indira nor Jawaharlal Nehru. You neither have Sonia Gandhi and Ahmed Patel. So it's very difficult to bring that change about. Now what do? You have to tell them that we'll rotate power. You know, you'll get your share. But once the person is there, the question is, unlike BJP, why can't BJP change the Chief Minister? That is the question. So the answer is, once you are on the chair, then you oblige so many people in first 6 months, it becomes difficult for them to support the other person. Mr. Singhdeo is a very tall leader. Tell me why Mr. Singhdeo is not being able to unsettle Bhupesh Baghel. What did Bhupesh Baghel do? The day Mr. Singhdeo resigned from his 2 portfolios, entire legislative party of Congress in Chhattisgarh was sitting inside 2 buses. And they were all flying to Delhi. It was turning out to be big tamasha.
Yes.
And why couldn't the party president intervene then? Because Chief Minister was controlling the purse. Similarly, Ashok Gehlot could get away by sidelining Sachin Pilot. Why? Because he had obliged every MLA there. And when we say oblige an MLA, I mean you give him a good position within the party. Kith Hokin gets a good position within the system. You get a good portfolio. You get your district collector, or you get a SHO of your choice. This is how you oblige politicians. Once that is done, it becomes very difficult for another to maneuver. Or you have a system like what BJP has, where once Amit Shah or Prime Minister decides, you just got to do it.
You know, it's very interesting you
But
say
I
this
think that
because
is also
Roja made
limited to
the
the-
exact same point yesterday. But Brijesh, you know, we have to recognize there's a huge difference between the BJP and the Congress at the moment. When Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah announce a decision, it's a diktat which is accepted by everyone down the line, no questions asked, because that's the kind of authority those 2 leaders command. Let's face it, the Gandhis do not command that kind of authority. You know, people have been saying, one moment you're talking about what is Rahul Gandhi going to say, next moment you're saying, is Sonia Gandhi going to finally talk to DK Shivkumar? Then you're looking at Priyanka Gandhi, and then you're looking at Mallikarjun Kharge, because Congress is not BJP.
Well, I think, but there are no two ways about the fact that yes, Congress is not the BJP. Right now the BJP is at the apogee of its power. The Congress is struggling to survive, and therein explains, or therein lies the exact explanation of why things go the way they go in their respective parties. When Gandhis were at the top of their power, or rather the Congress was at its top of power, we have seen cases like, where, whosoever, if they wanted to remove the government and impose a president rule, that could be done at the blink of an eye. And when the situation changes, now we're witnessing this kind of, the power tussle which is going on. I think, a lot is also there because of media hype and speculation and, the urgency to flash news every second. It was a done deal there in Bangalore. Everybody knew that Siddaramaiah is the front runner. Siddaramaiah is going to be the next chief minister. DK was putting up a strong show, which he would have any point of time, because if he did not put up a strong resistance, chances of him getting both the KPCC chief as well as the top portfolios of the government would not have been that forthcoming and all. Everybody would want to become the chief minister. Everybody would want to drive hard bargain. There's nothing wrong with it. See, the fact is also that you have to understand that right now BJP, when we talk of BJP changing chief ministers and all, it is also restricted to the state of Gujarat. It is not like, everywhere BJP changes everything and they get away with it. There are electoral prices to be paid as well. We saw that in Karnataka, where they forced, Yedurappa's hand. Yedurappa went down, but Yedurappa took the party down along with him because he was not catered that kind of respect. We have also case of Vasundhara Raje, where, the party wants, the top man wants her to be removed, but she is not. She is digging her heels. So, it's not like, one size fit all kind of a situation for any political party. But I think if they are able to get this bifurcation of power settled in, because I'm not looking at it beyond 2.5 years. I still believe and very firmly believe that this division of power has never worked. It has not worked till now. It is not going to work in future. Because, you have your aspirations. Once you become the chief minister, once you sit on that coveted post for 2.5 years, trust me, if you are willing to abdicate it just because you made a power to somebody, you are next to God. Nobody does.
You'd have to be a saint to do that.
You have to be God to do that. Nobody has done it till now.
Yeah.
Nobody will do it. So I think the best thing for the Congress party would be to utilize or to extract best of both. Siddaramaiah being the chief minister and DK Shivkumar the go-getter, in the sense that, he galvanized the cadre and the party in the state, vital important state of Karnataka. So if they are able to extract best, I think the Congress would have scored a brilliant home.
Let's hope that DKS, even after losing the chief ministerial race, remains the go-getter that he has been for the Congress party and doesn't go into a sulk, because if he does, that could impose a heavy cost on the Congress. Let me tell our viewers that we are now looking at visuals of the venue in Bengaluru where the swearing-in ceremony is going to take place tomorrow. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, the preparations are already underway, even though the Congress party is yet to make the official announcement of who the chief minister will be. But now we know it's going to be Siddaramaiah. We know that the swearing-in ceremony is taking place tomorrow, and those are visuals of the area being inspected by the police, and arrangements for tomorrow's swearing-in ceremony are already underway. And according to my colleague Vajiola, perhaps Siddaramaiah alone is going to take oath as chief minister tomorrow, not his cabinet. Bhaskar Hegde, let me come to you. Karthikey and Brijesh have both made this very valid point that power sharing almost never works, because once somebody occupies that position of power, they simply refuse to let go and will do everything in their power to cling to that chair. And Chhattisgarh is a perfect example. Therefore, the question really is, is DK Shivkumar really going to be convinced that he will get to be chief minister 2.5 years down the road? And also, what impact are the 2024 election results likely to have on this entire arrangement? Last time, the BJP picked up 27 out of 28 Lok Sabha seats in the general election from Karnataka. If the BJP is able to repeat that performance, then the question is, what impact is that likely to have on the position of Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar? Quick comments from Hegde, and then I'll go back to Karthikey, who wants to make a point. Bhaskar.
Yes. There are 2 points. One is, I think, it's very interestingly, since last evening, this talk of 2.5 years, 2.5 years is gone. I think they are not discussing that. It looks like Siddaramaiah is CM and there is no 2.5 years or flip CM post or whatever an event. I think that is done. It's over. Number two, after 2024, if Congress fares badly in Karnataka, then I think the questions will be raised by the DK camp and many people in the Congress about the leadership and the continuation of Siddaramaiah as CM, because by then he will be 76, and I think they have to take a call after 24 if Congress fared badly.
If the Congress fares badly, Karthikey, they will have to take a call, says
You see,
Bhaskar.
I'm taking a diametrically opposite position. When I say I'm taking diametrically opposite position, Neha, we journalists feel that decisions are made at the last minute. This is not the case. Most decisions politically are made a month ago or 2 months ago. Very rarely decisions are made last minute. It is like saying, did RSS know in 2012 who's going to be the Prime Minister fifth? Obviously, 2012. Obviously, they knew it's going to be Narendra Modi. It was not possible for LK Advani to lead the Bharatiya Janata Party, but they started working towards it. Similarly, my understanding is, I think Rahul, Sonia, Mallikarjun Kharge, they had already decided that Siddha will ultimately be the face, but they will have to get along. If you'd say that this guy is the chief minister, then other people stop working for it. So what you do is you make everyone work for the party, and then you say, okay, let us decide, let us, you tell me, Brijesh, you tell me, Neha, you tell me, and then I say, I think your decision was very nice. I'm very thankful for the suggestions you make. I think this cell phone is the best cell phone. So it is like this. So my understanding is that the consensus on Siddaramaiah existed. It was the part of the execution they were interested in, and that is why this resolution is taking place now.
And Karthikey also, nobody would want to slight a senior leader like Siddha and all. You have to go through moves. I mean, why would you want to antagonize somebody and announce it out of the hand DK Siddaramaiah is this thing and he was the only name discussed and all. So it's also playing to your ego, also pandering your ego. Decision has been made, you just allow it to. But I think 2024 is going to be the deciding point. If DK Shivkumar swings 2024 in the state of Karnataka for the Congress party as he has done the assembly election,
then he would have earned the right.
Even improve the tally, then I think we are going to see a lot of increased friction post that in the state of Karnataka.
That is a very interesting point. Roja, let me come to you. Rotational chief ministership or not, time will tell. But a lot will ride on the 2024 election results. I keep saying, the Congress did disastrously in the 2018 Lok Sabha polls, with the BJP picking up 27 out of 28 seats in Karnataka. If that changes in the Congress's favor, with DK Shivkumar continuing as Karnataka Congress president, how do you then see things unfolding? Brijesh says there's going to be increased friction. Some might suggest that, well, then DK might have earned the right to take over the reins as chief minister from Siddaramaiah. So he may not even want to wait 2.5 years. He'll probably stake claim again in 2024 if the situation changes number-wise.
Neha, from my experience of speaking to people, most of them say that for local issues, for assembly elections, we will elect the Congress because, the BJP did a bad job of our roads and, gas price and Indira canteens were closed. But for a national level, we would like to vote for the BJP because we like stability in the country. And like the BJP didn't have a recognizable face in Karnataka, similarly, the Congress does not have a recognizable face at the central level. So most people rather prefer Modi as a leader rather than, Rahul Gandhi. So that is the kind of feel I get from the ground. I could be wrong, but then more than, during my assignments, it is when I talk to the common people that I gauge this. So at that point, if the Congress doesn't do well, whoever is at the helm of affairs, he will be held responsible for it. So right now, whether, Siddaramaiah has power or DK Shivkumar does not have power, the Congress has to start working strongly towards the Lok Sabha elections, because the BJP has already got into brass tacks, because they've got such a beating that, all their young leaders like Tejasvi, Surya and others have already started the groundwork. The Congress should not sit back and enjoy power and say, we are the final leaders, because the Lok Sabha elections might give them a different taste of results.
Actually, you can't disagree with Roja on that point, because even during this Karnataka election campaign, there were many who said Sidda for Chief Minister and Modi for Prime Minister. And that really is something that has repeated itself in state election after state election. Delhi is a great example of that. And if Karnataka votes in that fashion, on those lines, in 2024, well, then what would that mean for the Congress party and for these two leaders? Let me get a word in now from Baswaraj Itnal. Baswaraj Itnal, do you believe that the fortunes of these two leaders, DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah, could fluctuate post 2024? What happens in a scenario where the BJP ends up picking up a majority of Lok Sabha seats from Karnataka, as it has done in the last two elections?
No, it does not depend only on that, Neha. Because for someone to give up power and be accommodated at the center, it is essential for the opposition unity, and Congress needs to be in a position of power in the center wherein they can take Siddaramaiah and accommodate him in the center. Otherwise, it's not going to be that easy. And that possibility, that scenario of opportunity coming together and giving a very strong fight to NDA and BJP is very, very far-fetched, And that is why one feels that if DK Shivkumar does not get his turn now, it is quite unlikely that he will ever get a turn, at least for next 10 years.
This will not be the only factor. Of course, there are many factors that are going to come into play. There is no doubt about that. Vajiola, let me come back to you. We were looking at visuals of the venue of tomorrow's swearing-in ceremony being prepared. Arrangements are already underway. Those are pictures of the police at the spot. Security is in place. The area is being sanitized. What more can you tell us about what's happening on the ground? It does look like Karnataka is going to get its new Chief Minister tomorrow.
Well, yes, Kandivas Stadium is one of the biggest stadiums of the city, and it has both indoor and outdoor facilities. So, and it has always been one of the venues for the chief ministers to take their oath, be it Kumaraswamy or Siddaramaiah's first term. Both have taken it from the Kandivas Stadium, and right now also, as in when we speak, these pictures on our screen are also about that. Well, the police officials have been conveyed that a swearing-in ceremony is going to happen. I don't think they have been told who is the chief minister because they all are preparing for the ceremony. So they've been conveyed that the swearing-in will be happening. So they are starting with their preparation. You can see the officers are taking around, keeping a check of all the security arrangements that needs to be done. The entire place will be cordoned off as far as what we've been told for tomorrow, and most probably by around 3:34 is what the swearing-in ceremony will take place. And a conclusion that I would like to draw is if the whole reason why we believe that Siddaramaiah is being chosen, because Siddaramaiah is also somebody who does not believe in auspicious timing sort of a thing. So he is somebody who would believe to take the oath as fast as possible as soon as he gets the green signal from the party. Whereas DK Shivkumar is a very superstitious person. He will look for a date and timing, and according to DK Shivkumar and his people, Friday would be the right time for him to take an oath, is what I had a chat with one of his colleagues when I spoke to. So if the swearing-in is happening tomorrow, then Siddaramaiah is likely to be the chief minister then.
Very interesting. DK Shivkumar is one of those superstitious politicians. So if he had to take oath, he would have consulted his astrologers, chosen an auspicious time, but not Siddaramaiah. He does not believe in that. In fact, if it were, he's an atheist, and if it were up to
Man of the moment.
man of the moment there, Siddaramaiah surrounded by his supporters, a beaming Siddaramaiah. These are old visuals, but you know, that smile on his face almost seems to suggest that the man was pretty confident from day one that he was going to be the next chief minister. And you know, Brijesh, if it was up to Siddaramaiah, I think he would want to take the oath of office by midnight tonight, lest the High Command changes its mind. But jokes apart, you know, this is really a done deal. But if we could just share a couple of updates with our viewers. We were given to understand Rahul Gandhi was going to hold another meeting with Mallikarjun Kharge at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Well, I think we have, you know, what we have been given to understand by sources within the Congress party is that Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah might meet again.
All four of them.
All four of them. The timings were given, you know, from 1:30 to 2 p.m. But you know, as it happens in politics, may go, you know, half an hour ahead of the schedule and all. But there will be a show of unity. They will not want to send a message that, you know, all is not well between DK and Siddaramaiah. You know, all four would be there to give a message of unity. And I think, you know, by tomorrow, once Siddaramaiah takes oath as the new chief minister of Karnataka, all of this bickering and, you know, of who is going to be the chief minister and all will die a natural death. The most important thing is we are yet to know the exact dealing which has been made, made between Siddaramaiah and DK.
I have mined some detail, a very interesting detail on Siddaramaiah.
Yes.
First is Siddaramaiah is the 22nd CM of Karnataka, who apart from Devraj Urs, only one to have completed 5 years.
Yes.
The last was Devraj Urs.
Correct.
Born in 1948, 12th August in Mysore district. His father never wanted him to be a lawyer. He had presented 13 state budgets. Siddaramaiah presented 13 state budgets, and you would be surprised to know he presented budgets, a record only equaled by Ramakrishna Hegde, a famous Karnataka son. 7 of the 13 budgets came when he was deputy CM, twice under Devegowda Brijesh. 95-96, 3 years under J.H. Patel, 1997 to 1999, and twice under Dharam Singh, 2005 and 2006. He never went to school till he was 10 years old, and he was known for promoting the concept of Ahinda. Now, it is basically Dalit minorities and backward classes. He is a Lohiyite atheist, but hasn't prevented any family members from religious worship. He stirred a controversy when he reportedly consumed fish while on a visit to Dharmasala, a temple known for Lord Manjunath. Siddaramaiah later clarified that he hadn't visited the temple, so it was fine for him to have consumed the fish dish. He is a man known for promoting Tipu Jayanti. In 2015, it stirred a huge controversy. He has staged a Bangalore to Ballari 320-kilometer walkathon. In 2005, JDS expelled Siddaramaiah, forcing him to join Congress and eventually going on to become the CM. He used to suffer from sleep apnea, and yoga seems to have cured Siddaramaiah. So these are the details of a politician, but I would say that these details make him the human.
Absolutely.
These details make him what we all are, people first. And Siddaramaiah has this very, and I say this because I have interviewed him twice. On this election, I couldn't go to Karnataka. He has this habit of calling people to Mysore, his residence. He stays on the first floor. He is the only chief minister I have realized that when you enter his room, it's full of party workers, and you can find Siddaramaiah half asleep or half awake on his bed and reading newspapers, you know, reminding like your old uncle from 1970s film. And once that is done, he'll have breakfast with you, and then he'll say, okay, now you take my interview. And when you say you take my interview, he'll be surrounded by 20 people, and then you'll have to convince that this is a 2-cam interview. Your people cannot be standing behind you because, you know, it doesn't make a proper set. And then he would say, doesn't make a difference. And with his rustic and with a thorough base, he say, please go ahead with the interview. So this is what Siddaramaiah is, thoroughly rustic, son of the soil.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, if you were wondering what this man is all about, what he's done to become a Karnataka chief minister again, look no further. Karthikey Sharma has all the details for you. I think he's just read out a brief biography of this man on your screen who is going to be once again the chief minister of Karnataka. we have some sound bites of these leaders that we want to play out for our viewers. But before we do that, I want to get, one word in from Bhaskar Hegde. Bhaskar, some of our guests in the last couple of days said that, the ideal thing for the Congress party would be that they get the two leaders to make peace and one should propose the name of the other as chief minister. Do you think the Congress can pull this off, get DK Shivkumar to propose Siddaramaiah's name? Do you think the bitter rivalry can be put aside and we can actually see that picture of unity once again as we did during the Karnataka campaign?
Neha, politicians are the best actors. They are the Bollywood and Hollywood actors.
Well
That's
said.
the first thing. And they will certainly put up a very big show and a very grand show and a show of unity. You can be seen in Kantirava Stadium tomorrow and for months together till at least till the parliament elections. But that said, I would say at 2 points. One is Siddaramaiah becoming CM, you cannot expect the same kind of administration what he gave between 2013 and 18. Because at that time, he was a super boss of Karnataka. And this time, DK Shivkumar became very strong as PCC president and having so many multiple portfolios or whatever. He will be a kind of, ginger group, and he will have a ginger group. That will certainly cause some kind of trouble or irritation for Siddaramaiah, and he can't have a very smooth ride in as chief minister, number one. Number two, as we progress, the answer will unfold to your question that they may not come together as we have seen in the run-up to the election. It's highly unlikely.
Highly unlikely. Maybe I was asking for too much. A sucker for good optics. We were hoping that perhaps DK Shivkumar would propose his name and raise Siddaramaiah's hand. But that's not going to happen. The rivalry is too deep-rooted for something like that. But Brijesh, a quick comment from you. Bhaskar says, let Siddaramaiah take over as CM. There's going to be a ginger group within the party led by DK Shivkumar. It's not as if it's going to be a smooth ride for Siddaramaiah. Some would argue the Congress party does not need a political opposition at all. It has plenty of opposition within its own ranks in every state.
See, Neha, I think, all political parties, all states, where you have more than one strong leaders, irrespective of the party which they belong to, that ginger group is always there. If you think that any party, like, be it Kamal Nath has been chief minister of Madhya Pradesh as long as you remember. But do you think that there is no ginger group?
And then there was Digvijay Singh, there was Jyotiraditya Scindia.
So any state where there's in any party.
But again, you just give us the Congress example.
No, I'm saying that even in Kamal Nath's thing. Even there is a Kailash Vijayvargiya, there is a Vishnu Dutt Sharma, they all are going after power. So there's always a ginger group which keeps your path acts as a more effective than the opposition would have. So I'm not discounting that. Any state which sees politics, any political party has that. So I'm not amused with this that this will happen with the Congress party. BJP also has it. The challenge is going to be whether they are going to fight the 2024 election like they have fought the 2023 election. That is the only thing which I'm interested in. That is the only aspect I'm I find very crucial. Rest is all semantics. We have discussed this several times here. We have given examples of Delhi. At Nausham, about Delhi, how, in assembly election, we have seen Kejriwal beating BJP hollow. When a reverse comes, it's a clean sweep of 7-0. So will 2024, will the Congress party fight united to buck the trend? Is the question, is the ultimate question. But the pressure groups and all will always be there. It's appointment of a superintendent of police or appointment of a collector. We have seen how things with Jyotiraditya went, where Kamal Nath and Digvijay Singh duo ensured that even an appointment of superintendent of police or a DC would have to be cleared with the state office first. So I think if these things will keep on happening in a political parties, political party is oblivious to it.
And let's not single out the Congress party, is what Brijesh seems to be suggesting. Karthikey, quick word from you. Brijesh makes a very interesting point. He says, we saw the two leaders bury their differences. Randeep Singh Surjewala, it is said, played a very crucial role in ensuring that the differences did not play out in public, and they fought this election unitedly. Will that happen in 2024?
See, we have to understand two things. The original choice of Siddaramaiah was of Rahul Gandhi. Siddaramaiah was Rahul Gandhi's man. DK was supported by a larger political party because Siddaramaiah by then had started to embarrass the Congress party on certain issues on which BJP was polarizing elections. Nanjegoda, Tipu Jayanti, hard comments of Ahinda politics.
His Lingayat
Comments on Lingayat community. So all of that was creating a lot of problem. Secondly, Siddaramaiah is the face, but DK was providing the muscle. He was providing, more importantly, the discipline on an organization. One has to understand you can be a spontaneous leader, but someone else needs to provide discipline. If you see regional parties, regional leaders can be anything, but you have one person providing discipline in the party. Siddaramaiah was providing that discipline. I think they have decided that Siddha is the face because you require that sort of a stature in the system. DK, despite doing everything, is vulnerable because of all the inquiries that have been made against him. DK Shiv Kumar has spent 130.
I have one update for our viewers, Karthikey. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
I know this is 10 Janpath and
protests have already erupted. DK Shiv Kumar supporters are protesting at 10 Janpath.
See, what is happening is that DK Shiv Kumar is still inside 10 Janpath. Rahul Gandhi does not have his official residence. If I am not wrong, Sonia Gandhi is still in Shimla with Priyanka Gandhi. Okay. Only Rahul Gandhi is in 10 Janpath staying with his mother. So DK Shiv Kumar probably is meeting Rahul Gandhi or sitting with Rahul Gandhi's aides outside because he is inside. And these are the supporters outside 10 Janpath protesting. Why? Because they are DK Shiv Kumar supporters. So I think it's a drama which will play. One has to understand.
ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಧಿಕಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು. ಯಾಕೆ ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲ? ಇವತ್ತು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಪ್ರದೇಶ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್
Subhash Chandra Bose, name any leader was there, you would have almost a fight in the Congress party. Gandhi forced Subhash Chandra Bose to resign from the position of Congress president. Jawaharlal Nehru asked Mr. Tandon to resign from the position of Congress president. So this is Congress party. Congress party is an amalgamation of factions and it has been splitting and splintering since 1920s. Now, issue is that what we see today is the nature of the Congress party because it does not work at the cadre level. It works at the level, let me put it this way before I conclude my answer. Unlike left or BJP to some extent, the people are the party. So when you say Mr. DK Shiv Kumar, you're not talking about organization. You're talking about DK Shiv Kumar's family. You're talking about DK Shiv Kumar's extended family. You're talking about DK Shiv Kumar's business heft. Then you're talking about DK Shiv Kumar's bureaucratic heft. And if DK Shiv Kumar becomes angry, he walks out with all of that. In BJP, the only leader, if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, only leader to have done that was Mr. Yedurappa. Yeah. When he walked out with 10% of the votes. I don't recall any other BJP leader walking out with 10% of the vote when the party itself was polling only 28%. And that is why for the first time, Siddaramaiah became the chief minister.
Yes.
Brijesh,
in fact,
I think these are good, interesting theatrics which are so used to. I mean, Neha, we have seen
Indian
this
politics
innumerable number of times. They're like
what is Indian politics without tamasha?
Motley group of 50 people, 10, 15 people, shouting slogans in favor of DK, sending the theatrics back, texting the entire visual back, saying, "There, see, we are there for the leader," and we protested outside 10 Janpath and all. I think there's hardly any sum and substance left to these groups. The decision has been made, and I think DK is inside. And other than making an attempt to show that still have base which is protesting for you and all, I think the deal is done, and only the nitty-gritties are being ironed out. It remains to be seen what kind of portfolio DK gets. Are they big portfolios? Good portfolios?
He'll settle for nothing less than plum portfolios, Brijesh.
I would like to believe it. And most importantly, what is the deal? Is it 2.5 years, 2.5 years? Is it what has been widely speculated? No, 2 years and 3 years.
Yes.
Which is 2 years for Siddha and 3 years for DK.
Which was Siddha's original proposal.
And
I have to say, this picture is perhaps the picture of this election. It sums up this
these
election.
are the iconic pictures, like, you know,
Yes.
these are the pictures which you remember an election with. This is the picture
Yes.
for which, I mean, the entire assembly election, Karnataka assembly election will be remembered by.
It will be remembered by this one picture. I would say the photographer deserves full
he does.
credit.
He does.
What an iconic picture.
This is the reason why you say a picture is worth 1,000 words.
1,000
Here it is
words.
more than 10,000 words.
This is worth 1,000,000 words. This picture so beautifully sums up the Karnataka tamasha. You know, we often say Natak in Karnataka, and that Natak has started to play out. But then what is an Indian election without a little bit of tamasha? As Brijesh says, we as Indian journalists are all too used to these optics. I think they add to the color of an election. They add to the color of the politics that we see, the vibrant politics that we see in the world's largest democracy. All right, before we continue with this conversation, I want to play out for our viewers some sound bites from the last 3 to 4 days of Siddaramaiah, the man who's poised to be the next chief minister, and his rival DK Shivkumar, who for now seems to have lost the race. Let's listen in.
I credit my party cadres and all my leaders. They have worked hard. People have exposed faith in us. The leaders have supported us. It is a collective leadership, and we have jointly worked. I have said in the beginning, joining together is the beginning. On the day I took the oath, thinking together is the progress, working together is the success. That is what I said on the day. I assured Srimati Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi that, and Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge, that I will deliver Karnataka to their fold. I can't forget Srimati Sonia Gandhi coming to meet me in jail when all these BJP people put me under jail. So I rather chose to be in jail than having an office. That is the confidence what Gandhi family and the Congress party in the entire country restored on me. I thank all my leaders in the state, including Mr. Siddaramaiah, all the MLAs, all the party officers and the workers from the block to the booth level who took up the responsibility. It is not one effort, including my ACC office bearers, my general secretaries, in charge general secretaries, secretaries. They work like a block office bearers, and all of them are responsible. I have a lot of things to tell. I will come later. I will meet you in my Bharat Jodo Bhavan, and I'll meet you and discuss it.
The party will give me responsibility. Why should I worry about it? If I'm eligible, they will give. Why to worry on that?
You're meeting leaders today, sir.
Ours is a united house. Our numbers are 135 plus. I don't want to divide anyone here. Whether they like me, whether they doesn't like me, I'm a party president. I'm a responsible man. I have to look everyone in a same height. I will not backstab also. I will not blackmail also. I want to go to the wrong history. See, one who has been born has to die someday. I don't want to go with a bad remark. First I have to meet my Congress president. Why should I tell all those things? Why I should tell all those things? And some of them are reporting that I will resign and all bullshit. Nothing. My mother is my party. I have built this party. No question. My high command is there. My party is there. Our MLAs are there. 135.
Yeah, it is a known fact of Congress. Siddaramaiah and DKC, they earlier before election also they were not worked together. Even after elections, they are fighting.
That Congress party would get around 130 seats. That was my assessment of the situation in the state. Almost it comes true. We may cross 130 also. It's a big victory to Congress party. The people of Karnataka wanted a change in Karnataka. because they were fed up with BJP government. There was a strong anti-incumbency against the BJP government. The BJP did not come to power. Whether it is in 2008 or in 2018, there was no mandate by the people, the BJP party. In 2008 also there was a fractured verdict. In 2018 also there was a fractured verdict. In 2008 also they came to power through Operation Kamala. In 2018 also Operation Kamala. They have spent a lot of money in Operation Kamala. The BJP asked some of the MLAs who defected from Congress and JDS by giving them money, and all MLAs who are defected and involved in Operation Kamala, they were all sold. Many of them were taught a lesson in this election. The people of Karnataka are politically very matured people. They know which party would save the state, because there was a threat by the BJP to the secular fabric of the state. There was a hate politics. The people of Karnataka are not tolerating hate politics or communal politics. They tried to win this election by money power. They could not succeed with money power. And Rahul Gandhi ji, Priyanka Gandhi ji, Mallikarjun Kharge ji, they also campaigned Congress party aggressively. The Padayatra of Rahul ji also helped. It enthuses the workers, the cadre in the party. I think this election is a very crucial election. This result of this election will be a stepping stone for the coming Lok Sabha election. I hope that all non-BJP parties come together. It is a mandate against the Narendra Modi. It is a mandate against the Amit Shah. It is a mandate against the Nadda. It is because Narendra Modi has come to Karnataka 20 times. He addressed 20 rallies. No viability party has campaigned like this. It is a mandate against the Narendra Modi. It is a mandate against the Amit Shah. It is a mandate against the Nadda. It is because Narendra Modi has come to Karnataka 20 times. He addressed 20 rallies. No viability party has campaigned like this. That is the case. Why did Congress not do well in Bangalore and coastal area? Congress has not done well in these two areas. What's the reason?
See, in the last election, we won only one seat in Bangalore. This time we expected 3 to 4. But Ramanath Rai, we expected. And also Bhaskar Hegde. ಒಂದು 3-4 ಪುತ್ತೂರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ 4 ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಉಡುಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ಬೈತೂರು ಏನಾಯ್ತು? ಪ್ರೊಸೆಸ್
Indian community and Okkaliga community stayed away from Congress in the last election. They have voted considerably to Congress this time. What's the reason?
Considerable number of Lingayats also voted Congress party. Considerable number of Okkaligas also voted Congress party, including Brahmins. The Congress party is a party. This is the only secular party in the country which is taking the votes of all communities, all religions. It is the only party. See, as far as BJP is concerned, not a single Muslim was given a ticket out of 224. Not a Christian was given a ticket. Narendra Modi was telling, "Sabka saath, sabka vikas." How fast? Hey! How much right-hand? See, Narendra Modi could not fulfill in his 9 years tenure the major promises which he has made to the people of the country. I was not apprehensive. I had no apprehension that Operation Kamala will do it. Because BJP is known for it. With money power, they will go to any extent. But I was not under the apprehension of that BJP is going to make up this Operation Kamala, because Congress party would win in this election and more than 130 seats. That's what I expected. So that is what happened also. It's going to be happened. In 130 means, see, JDS less than 25 seats. That is what I said. 20 to 25 seats. BJP 60 to 70, 65. That is what my calculation.
You are more powerful
than I thank Mallikarjuna ji, Mallikarjuna Kharge ji. I thank Rahul ji. I thank Priyanka Gandhi ji for their campaign, aggressive campaign in Karnataka. So far as the Karnataka Assembly election is concerned, Sonia Gandhi ji also. And all the general secretaries, particularly Vedugopal, Surjewala, and other secretaries who are in charge of Karnataka, I thank all of them.
All right, that was the presumptive chief minister, if I may say, Siddaramaiah, speaking on Saturday, the day, on the 13th of May, the day the Congress party registered that historic win in the state of Karnataka. These are visuals coming in of celebrations outside Siddaramaiah's residence in Bengaluru. His supporters feeding sweets to his posters. Well, you can imagine their jubilation. Their leader is going to be Chief Minister of Karnataka yet again, despite stiff competition that he faced from DK Shiv Kumar. In fact, there is a lot of political action unfolding here in the national capital, even as celebrations are taking place in Bengaluru and arrangements are being made for the swearing-in ceremony that is expected to take place tomorrow. Here in the national capital, hectic political parleys are still underway, even as we are told that a decision has been arrived at and Siddaramaiah's name as the next Chief Minister of Karnataka will be announced later today. There is, as we speak, a meeting currently underway at the residence of Congress Party President Mallikarjun Kharge. And we showed you pictures of Siddaramaiah supporters who are obviously very happy and feeding sweets to his posters. On the other side, this is the other side of the story. DK Shivkumar's supporters clearly not happy. They are raising slogans, still demanding their leader be anointed as the CM. But their hopes are about to be dashed. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. DK Shivkumar will have to, at best, settle for the post of Deputy Chief Minister. Well, his supporters are not going to be happy, but they will have to make their peace with their leader losing the chief ministerial race to the 75-year-old veteran, Siddaramaiah. All right, let's also, in a moment, we'll also go across to pictures from outside the residence of Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, because a very important meeting is taking place at his residence in the national capital, where we are given to understand Rahul Gandhi is present and Siddaramaiah and DK Shivkumar are also closeted with the top two leaders of the party in this meeting. Karthikey, any thoughts on this meeting that's currently underway? Because, you know, most of us seem to think it's now done and dusted. Only a matter of time before Siddaramaiah's name is announced. It's now only a question of bringing DK Shivkumar around?
I think a little bit of social engineering is required. And social engineering is that who's going to be the Deputy Chief Minister. Sometime, for example, I'll tell you. The working arrangement in Andhra Pradesh for 20-25 years was that you'll have Chief Minister from Andhra, but you'll have Deputy Chief Minister from Telangana. Now, there was a working arrangement even in Maharashtra. Suppose you had the Chief Minister from Western Maharashtra, they would keep one Deputy Chief Minister from Vidarbha or Konkan Maharashtra. This sort of a working arrangement was done in multiple places. But Andhra Pradesh, I'm telling you, is because of that working arrangement, the demand came and then the TRS came and the split of the state happened. Now, in the case of Karnataka, there is no geographical demand which is coming in terms of autonomy. It is about aligning caste and communities. So, if you have a backward chief minister, my question is, will you have a Lingayat deputy chief minister? I think Congress will do that.
I think I completely agree with you, Karthikey. I think the Congress will try to accommodate as many Lingayat faces as possible because, you know, they have always been accused of, you know, betraying the Lingayat aspiration, and this was one of the dominant narrative. If you remember, Neha, during the course of the election, that how Congress has backstabbed Lingayat community.
And I think it will be very bold on part of the Congress, because the only other leader which has done it is in KCR, Chandrasekhar Rao, and I think that's an important thing he has done. People might make fun of him, but I say that it's like you restore the confidence sort of democracy we are. I think we might see a Muslim deputy chief minister. Only Muslim deputy chief ministers in Telangana. Because KCR has made, and if you recall, for 6 months he didn't constitute his cabinet. So he was the chief minister, and then you had this gentleman from Hyderabad who was his deputy chief minister, and people would say, "De to do logon ki sarkar hai." But I think in this case, Congress will have a Lingayat deputy chief minister, and it can have a Muslim deputy chief minister to give out message to minorities all over India that they will do unapologetically. They would unapologetically do politics. And I'm not surprised even with this breaking news for one simple reason. If you recall, when Congress lent support to Kumaraswamy, they invited Mamta Banerjee, they invited KCR, they invited Sharad Pawar. I think Naveen Babu did not come, but every other leader came. So they would like to do that because at that point of time they were pressed to support Kumaraswamy. This time it would be their ceremony and Mr. Devegowda and Kumaraswamy would be standing at side, and their man is going to be the chief minister. And please, we should not forget, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh are two states who in routine from 1980s onwards have built coalitions against a dominant party in center. In 1980s, it was Andhra Pradesh under the dynamic NTR, which built a campaign for VP Singh against Rajiv Gandhi, won the election after Rajiv Gandhi had swept it in wake of Indrajit's assassination. And then again, it was Ramakrishna Hegde which provided the base for all the Samajwadi and socialist parties against the dominant Congress party. So Ramakrishna Hegde and NTR are two models, and Karnataka and Andhra are two states which have the capacity to build a coalition against the dominant party at the center. So I am not surprised if it's happening in Bangalore.
I would love to know if Mamata Banerjee attends.
18 or 20 is also there, Neha, is that it's decided on 18th.
Okay.
But there's also one angle, which is that the Congress want to make a grand spectacle of it, because the kind of emphatic victory they got in Karnataka has once again triggered a call for
opposition
unity.
Yes.
So 19th is Amavasya, so they would not want to do it on 19th. So if they are not able to get it done on 18th, chances of which is, I mean, very less, then it will be done on 20th with a grand spectacle. They want to showcase this swearing in as a grand display of opposition.
And as a launch pad perhaps for the opposition before 2024. And I would love to know if Mamata Banerjee is going to attend, though she has really changed her tune in the last few days, where she has said, I am willing to support the Congress in its bastions. The Congress must support us in our bastion. But going back, Karthikey and Brijesh, going back to that issue of deputy chief ministership, maybe it was just kite flying, but there were some reports earlier this morning that suggested that the idea of 3 deputy chief ministers was mooted at one of these meetings in Delhi, and DK Shiv Kumar was violently opposed to that idea.
Well, I think,
we're talking about how the Muslims are staking claim, how the Lingayats are staking claim. But this is what came out.
Staking claim that gentleman who made that, there are questions and counter questions about the Waqf guy who has made this, that Muslims be made the deputy chief minister, something
but
like
the Lingayats have written a letter to Mallikarjun Kharge, no doubt about that.
I don't care whether Lingayats have written a letter or not, but if I was a political person, if I was AICC, I would go out of my way to accommodate the Lingayats. Whether Lingayats
they played a big part in Congress's win.
They played a big part, 34. And they are a dominant caste. You have to woo them. And the point is that, you have been labelled as somebody who has backstabbed Lingayats. Now is a good chance to woo them back. What is wrong in it? In politics, it's all about catering to various castes and subcastes. So there's nothing wrong in it.
It's about, getting your caste balancing right.
And this is also not the first time that you have more than one deputy chief minister. Uttar Pradesh has 2 deputy chief ministers.
So then let me ask Karthikey this question. Karthikey, how many deputy chief ministers are we likely to see? And again, that is something that is likely to DKS. That's likely to irk DKS, because these reports suggest that he was vehemently opposed to the idea of having to share that position with other people.
Deputy chief ministership has no power. Deputy chief minister is a very nominal position, but sometimes you accommodate a person as a deputy chief minister to accord respect to a community or a region. It is for this reason that you have a deputy chief minister in Telangana. If you make a deputy chief minister from Lingayat community, if you make a deputy chief minister from say Muslim community, then you are accommodating them politically. Even Ajit Pawar was a deputy chief minister, but what did Ajit Pawar have? Ajit Pawar was in charge of irrigation. Mr. Fadnavis is a deputy chief minister. He is in charge of the finance portfolio. So you can have a deputy chief minister with very important portfolio. So it ultimately depends what people end up with.
But if I were DK,
there's no such post as deputy chief minister.
It's not a constitutional post, but to be honest, if I were DK, it's bad enough that I have been sidelined in the chief ministerial post, and then having to share the deputy chief minister's post with 1 or 2 other leaders.
See, I honestly don't think that the post of deputy chief minister, sharing it with anybody, will irk DK to the level. It all depends on what kind of portfolios you get. If you get finance, energy, irrigation, then there could be 50 deputy chief ministers, but you will be the most powerful man in the cabinet. So it all depends on what kind of portfolios you get. And I think the Congress party is not also immune to the kind of holding DK has on the ground, and they will definitely accommodate him with portfolios which is incommensurate with the kind of performance he has given in this Karnataka election.
I think anybody would agree that he deserves it, Brijesh. Vajiola and Bhaskar, I want to come back to both of you. Bhaskar, starting with you. We are hearing that even though in all likelihood the swearing-in ceremony will take place tomorrow and arrangements are already underway at the venue, but there are some reports that suggest that it may actually be put off to the 20th of May because the Congress party wants to turn the swearing-in ceremony into a grand spectacle with high-profile opposition leaders in attendance. What more can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think 20th or 21st can be a good possibility, and I think it may happen like that way for the simple reason. If things do not work out as expected now, because the leaders have to come back and they have to hold a legislature party and they have to formally pass a resolution which will be forwarded to governor, and based on that, governor has to invite the legislature party leader to take oath as chief minister. That formality, of course, they can do it within 1 hour or so, but still I think it may take some time. So considering the kind of complications they are facing it, to convince DK Shivkumar to agree to this particular arrangement, I think they may not hold it tomorrow. I think the possibility of holding it on 20th or 21st is very, very possible.
All right. I want to bring in Vajiola also at this point. Vaji, what are you picking up from your sources? What is it more likely to be, the 18th or the 20th?
Well, as far as my sources are saying, it's most likely tomorrow. And if you go according to the scenario that I gave you a few minutes back, if it's Siddaramaiah, then it will happen tomorrow. If it's DK, it might extend to another 2 or 3 days. The proper date has to come out. The Pandit has to be looked into it. So all that will happen with DK, but if it's Siddaramaiah, it is happening tomorrow. With the way preparations are also going on in Hindutva Stadium, the police force there, with the event man over there.
Okay, so Vaji seems to think that it is happening tomorrow. The venue is being prepared. The police are already present there in large numbers. Those are, of course, visuals of celebrations among Siddaramaiah supporters. Crackers are being set off, sweets being fed to his posters. So, Brijesh and Karthikey, even as we wait to find out whether the swearing-in ceremony is going to happen tomorrow on the 18th or the 20th, we are still waiting for that big bang announcement.
Well, it will
happen.
How
soon is that going to happen?
It will happen. I think by the end of the day, it will happen. The big bang announcement will happen. It will happen with the kind of spectacle it deserves. I think all the top leaders who are in Delhi will be there to make this announcement.
Okay, so then I'm going to put you on the spot. Will we see DK Shivkumar feeding sweets to Siddaramaiah?
Well, I don't know who will feed sweet to who, but that I have absolutely no idea about. But I think, DK Shivkumar, Siddaramaiah, Mallikarjun Kharge, Rahul Gandhi, they all will be sharing the dice for the simple reason that the Congress wants to, or any party would want to display a complete sense of unity as far as forming government in Karnataka is concerned, and they would not want this the golden photo op be marred by any kind of friction whatsoever. I think the deal has already been done. It is just the semantics being worked out, and it doesn't matter whether it happens tomorrow or a day after that. The thing is that, I think by now or by evening, messages would be sent to all the senior chief minister leaders, all the chief ministers who they would like to invite. And going by the, the majority of chief ministers and majority of the big time guests and all, whether they are available for tomorrow or not, the final decision can be taken. I think we'll get to know all of it by the end of the day.
By the end of the day. We've been waiting for 3 days now, so we're really hoping that the suspense finally ends. But Karthikey, Brijesh is making the point essentially that if DK wants to sulk, he can do that starting tomorrow. Today is certainly not a day when anybody, in the inner circle can be allowed to project that image. The party has to put up a united front, and we are going to see both DK and Siddaramaiah flanked by other party leaders come out when that big announcement is made.
I think, see, DK will sulk. Obviously, why wouldn't DK sulk?
He'll have to wait till tomorrow is what we are saying.
I think what is happening is DK must have a plan in his mind. It must be like a double bargaining. Someone would understand, well, I can't become the chief minister. How will I get my pound of flesh? So you will have your deputy chief minister. You will have your men in the council of ministers. you will have an important portfolio. Suppose he becomes the cabinet minister. People say, please be the cabinet minister. If you are outside, you will destabilize the government. People will say, dissent is outside. So what will he get? Probably he'll end up with PWD. He will end up with a portfolio like irrigation. He will end up with a revenue like revenue. Because finance portfolio is an empty portfolio after GST has come into play. Because finance minister has nothing to do. Because the whole tax architecture is such, you get money. So finance minister is a khali portfolio these days. The important portfolio is urban development, irrigation, revenue, where land is involved. So very important decisions need to be made. So, he might end up with 5 important portfolios. But then these are the decisions which I think at the back of his mind, DK must have made, Rahul must have made, Mallikarjun Kharge must have made. And, irony is such that Mallikarjun Kharge is such a senior politician for Karnataka, he could also never become chief minister. In fact, Mallikarjun Kharge was ruled out as chief minister in 2013 when Siddaramaiah became the chief minister. He was one of the contenders for the chief minister. Then he was accommodated as a labor minister and subsequently given a better portfolio in Delhi. So Mallikarjun Kharge has also come a long way. Unki bhi hasrat thi to become the chief minister, but he could never become the chief minister. He was always overruled. So man who was always overruled as the chief minister of Karnataka is the guy who's deciding who's going to be the chief minister of Karnataka. Sometimes, as in your luck, you can't be the king, but you end up being the kingmaker. So in case of Karnataka, Siddaramaiah is the king and Mallikarjun Kharge is the kingmaker, because Mallikarjun Kharge during his active career in Karnataka could never be the king. He was always overruled by Gandhis. So these are things which one has to accept in life, that today Mallikarjun Kharge has a different role to play. 5-10 years ago he wanted to be something else, but he ended up doing what? He ended up becoming leader of the largest party in Lok Sabha. He ended up becoming leader of opposition in Raj Sabha, and he has ended up becoming the Congress party president after so many years, after the Gandhis. So I think in all of this, one man's stature has gone up, that is Mallikarjun Kharge. And both Sonia and Priyanka are absent. You see, Sonia has chosen to go to Simla. Priyanka is in Simla. Rahul Gandhi is not coming out apart from his thank you. It means that the Gandhis are aware that they should not be seen making or taking a decision.
And the announcement will be made by Kharge is what we are told.
Of course it has to be. See, there's also, you have to understand also that as it happens with the BJP, the Congress also wants to send a very proper message this time around that, if Kharge is the Prime Minister, if Kharge is the President of the party, it is Rahul Gandhi who is going to Kharge's residence, not the
other way around.
And if Kharge comes to 10 Janpath, it doesn't mean that he has come to meet Rahul Gandhi, but to come and meet Sonia Gandhi, because now Rahul and Sonia stay the same, they have the same address. Yeah. So I think the Rahul Gandhi also, if you remember when Nitish Kumar was in town and he went to meet Kharge, it was Rahul Gandhi who went to Kharge's residence, and today also he has gone to Kharge residence. So
according due respect to the party
due respect to the party president, they also don't want any message to go out and say that, that, oh, Gandhis are acting like, as the super president of the party and all, which they are.
But then, yes, I was going to say that, Karthikey, does anyone really believe that the decision has been taken by Kharge?
It is saying like Amit Shah going to JP Nadda's house, because JP Nadda is the party president, but does anybody believe that JP Nadda is more powerful than Amit Shah?
Exactly.
So it is like
so
that.
The power behind the throne is still the Gandhis.
The guy who is more powerful always has to act more humble. The guy who is more powerful has to act more humble.
It's like Venkaiah Naidu as the party president when LK Advani was the Law Purush and Vajpayee was the Vikas Purush.
Exactly. So even then the power was not that much to the level which we are witnessing now.
Correct.
Right now it's an absolute majority government. And with, the power hinging completely on side of two people and the rest of the party on one side.
I agree.
So, when you are powerful, you have to send a politically correct message. Like when Prime Minister, see, we always have this thing that, whenever the BJP national executive meets or whenever the BJP's parliamentary party board meets to decide candidates and all, the Prime Minister always come to the party, the party headquarters, and though it may cause a lot of inconvenience to other people and all, but the thinking behind is that it's a party thing. Otherwise, the Prime Minister house is big enough to accommodate 10 times more the people.
I'm reminded of a very
it's following a protocol.
Yes, you're talking about protocol today, and I think the Congress will be doing the right thing by according that respect to Mallikarjun Kharge, who at least officially is the party president. Even if the power behind the throne, we all know, are the Gandhis. One is reminded, Brijesh and Karthikey, of that infamous episode where Manmohan Singh was the Prime Minister. And we saw that spectacle of Rahul Gandhi addressing the media and tearing up that controversial ordinance the one conclusion that everybody in this country, especially the opposition BJP, jumped to was that, look, we always told you Manmohan Singh was just the puppet prime minister. Rahul Gandhi has shown today who the boss is. And many believe that that one act on part of Rahul Gandhi perhaps did more damage and undermined the office of the Prime Minister more than anything else.
That is exactly
They
why
would
I'm
do
saying
well to
that
not
is-
repeat such
That is exactly
mistakes.
why I'm saying that when you are more powerful, you got to exhibit more humility. That is exactly, what powerful people do. And that is the kind of protocol you should follow. One of the big reason of the maximum criticism which you see of Rahul Gandhi and all was that he was acting as an extra constitutional authority. Initially also there was a lot of criticism which was going on against Rahul Gandhi's and all is that you are not the party president. You want democracy inside the party, but
Power without responsibility.
But you will act like a bigger president and all.
Yes.
So this is where the criticism comes. Now when it comes to, say, for example, Home Minister Amit Shah or anybody, you cannot accuse them of not following the party protocol.
Yes.
If there's a party meeting, it has to be at JP Nadda's, who's BJP president, at his residence, and not at the residence of, say, Amit Shah or a Prime Minister's residence. So they follow these protocols, and you have to be, when you are running a party like this, a government like this, you have to follow these protocols.
Absolutely. So now the only question that remains is, when is that big announcement going to be made? We are told that Rahul Gandhi, DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah are currently closeted in a meeting with Party President Mallikarjun Kharge at the latter's residence here in the national capital. The decision has been all but made. All we are waiting now for is the announcement. Brijesh, another interesting question that comes to mind is, Vaji seems to think, let's say the swearing-in ceremony takes place tomorrow, he seems to think it is the Chief Minister alone who's going to take the oath of office, not his cabinet at the moment.
See, most of the time it happens, there's nothing, there's not much to be read into it, because, there are times where what happens is that only the Chief Minister takes oath and the rest of the cabinet are later sworn in. But otherwise, when you want to make a grand spectacle like we saw in Uttar Pradesh, a large cabinet was sworn in. So there's not much to be read into it. It could be one person, it could be more than one person. There's nothing political behind it.
Right. Now, if I could just go back to Vajiola and Bhaskar Hegde at this point. Bhaskar, we're looking at visuals of celebrations in the Siddaramaiah camp and some sort of angry protests in the DK Shivkumar camp, which is, of course, only to be expected. But we're all waiting now for that big announcement to take place. Once, firstly, I would love for you to tell us how you see this panning out. Are we going to see all four, Rahul Gandhi, Mallikarjun Kharge, DK Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah, coming out while that announcement is made by Kharge, DK Shivkumar seen standing next to Siddaramaiah in that moment, even though he has now lost the race to his bitter rival?
Yeah, I think what Brijesh said is right. You see, generally political parties, no matter which party they are, so they follow this protocol, number one. Number two, they always want to be politically correct in optics war. I think they may do it in Kharge's residence, or they may shift it to AICC headquarters also, because that can be a right place where to announce officially. But if you remember how they did, Rahul did in Rajasthan's case, he got both Sachin Pilot and Ashok Gehlot, and finally, just like this jury does in the boxing ring, he holds Ashok Gehlot's hand and he said, "This is the man." So I think he can do. Kharge can do the same at his residence also. I may not wonder if they do it in AICC or headquarters also, but certainly they'll follow the protocol, and they'll show some kind of unity, keeping DK along with them. And mark my words, DK will certainly give a very good soundbite after the announcement is made that whatever happened that has come out in media is not true. I'm really happy. I will support Siddaramaiah and everything will come out from him.
So DK Shivkumar will make all the right noises when that announcement is made, as the two leaders did in those videos that they posted on the social media, displaying great camaraderie. So I really find it hard to believe that we will see,
it
a
is
similar
like, it
display
is
of
like,
camaraderie
if you
today.
remember when DK Shiv Kumar gave, one-on-one with various TV channel reporters and all, and he got very angry and upset with reporters when they said that, oh, you are not going to Delhi. As like, oh, what are you saying? I'm a law-abiding with this thing. I'm a party, I'm a party karyakarta. I don't want to be this. I'm go do whatever party, party high command asks me to do. At the same time, driving a very, very hard bargain. So this is what politics is all about, on the face of it, you cannot be politically incorrect. It has to be, you have to follow the moves. It has to be party high command. Then, you show your unflinching loyalty to the Gandhis and how you will listen to, you are willing to do anything. For the sake of the party, at the same time texting that boss nothing less than chief minister.
Absolutely. Like Bhaskar said, politicians are the finest actors. So even as DK's supporters are crying themselves hoarse outside Mallikarjun Kharge's residence expressing their displeasure, we will probably see DK Shiv Kumar coming out, standing next to Siddaramaiah, showing a victory sign or a thumbs up and sending out the message all is well within the Congress and that they are a united house. The question is, how long will that image really be sustained for? Will they remain a united house? That remains the million-dollar question. Mohammad Wajiola, let me come back to you. We are playing pictures of celebrations in the Siddaramaiah camp and some sort of simmers of discontent, if not outright angry protest in the DK Shiv Kumar camp. What else can you tell us? What's happening in Bengaluru right now apart from preparations for the swearing-in ceremony? Of course, we're hoping that this meeting that's taking place at Mallikarjun Kharge's residence will end sometime soon and we will have a final and an official announcement.
Well, you've been having a lot of people coming to the KPCC time and again expressing that their leader should be the chief minister. Earlier in the day, we had the Dalit group coming and protesting outside the KPCC saying that Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge should be given the post, keeping in mind that in 2013 when Siddaramaiah and he were pitted against each other, at that time it was given to Siddaramaiah and Kharge wasn't given the chief minister post. So this time he was be given. Then we saw another report which said that a Muslim deputy chief minister should be given. So there are, as long as there is this vacuum that continues to grow because of the decision making, there are people who are coming to the KPCC office and expressing their desire of their person being the chief minister. That is what is happening in Karnataka as of now, and eagerly everyone is waiting for the chief minister's decision by the Congress High Command. As in when that happens, you will start seeing things changing in Karnataka, things changing in Bangalore. You will see a lot of decisions that will be taken, and all the 5 guarantees that the Congress has promised. Especially that is something that the people of Karnataka are eagerly waiting for, because it was not just before election, even after the results were announced, all the leaders categorically mentioned those 5 guarantees. So the people are waiting how those modalities will be worked on, what are the nitty-gritties that will be taken care of when these guarantees will be given. So
well, there is no doubt that, the people will want the Congress to deliver on those promises. Vajiola, I'll come back to you in a moment. Brijesh, some very important news coming in. Sources telling us DK Shiv Kumar now wants the Congress to go public saying he will be the chief minister down the road. It's never happened before.
Well, it has never happened before, and I think he's learning from, if this info is to go by, he's learning from the example of T.S. Dev. When Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel simply one day turned around and said that there was never any such promises to be made. So I think he's just trying to be extra cautious.
Trying to be extra cautious, but
an important thing is going to be, Neha, is the number of ministries which he's offered. I think that is one thing to be looked out for, about the number of ministries which is offered to DK Shiv Kumar along with the post of Deputy Chief Minister.
We will, obviously be surprised if he does not get some of the most plump portfolios, but this is big. In the past, we've had a situation, for example, in Chhattisgarh, as Brijesh pointed out, where the Congress party has promised 2 equally important leaders, Bhupesh Baghel and T.S. Singhdeo, that they will be chief minister by rotation. That never quite worked out because Bhupesh Baghel refused to let go of his position. Now, sources telling us DK Shivkumar does not want to take any chances. He is saying, fine, if you want me to accept Siddaramaiah as the chief minister for the first 2.5 years, then announce it publicly. Let the party announce from its official forum that DK Shivkumar will take over the reins of the chief minister from Siddaramaiah 2.5 years down the road. But then this would be unprecedented. We've never seen something like this happen. Promises are made, but they're all done so in private. These promises are made in private, often not kept, because political dynamics change and the man in power refuses to let go of his power. DK Shivkumar, not wanting to take any chances, wants an official promise from the Congress party leadership, and he wants this to be made public. Will the Congress party be willing to make such a public announcement? That is a $1 million question. Vaji and Bhaskar Hegde are still with us. Bhaskar, let me come back to you. Very, very interesting. DK Shivkumar had earlier outright rejected the rotational chief minister formula, saying this is not some ancestral property to be shared. Now that he knows that he will have to accept the party's decision of Siddaramaiah being the next chief minister, he has come around to the idea, it seems, of power sharing, but he says not until the party announces it officially. And this has never happened before. Do you see the Congress party being comfortable doing something like that?
Neha, on the face of it, it may not be comfortable. But if they want to have a kind of stable government, I think they may have to do it, if at all DK has put out a demand like this. Because, see, one thing very interesting, I just wanted to add, Karthikey has read up some of the, interesting facts about the history of Karnataka. In 1999, when Congress party came back to power, when the 1999 election, opposition leader was Mallikarjun Kharge and S.M. Krishna was PCC president. And remember, then opposition leader Mallikarjun Kharge was denied the CM post and S.M. Krishna was given the CM post, and just 30 years down the line, the same Mallikarjun Kharge has to give the CM post to the opposition leader in the outgoing assembly, that is Siddaramaiah, and deny the post to the PCC president. See, remember 30 years back, the same post haunted him. The party high command denied Mallikarjun Kharge the CM post, who was the opposition leader, and now the same opposition leader, Siddaramaiah, is getting the post, and PCC president is losing the post. Anyway, there is a one old small this thing. Now I think if you see this, if at all this development is true, what we have discussed just half an hour back is coming true. DK is not going to give up. He's going to get his pound of flesh, number one. Number two, this is the beginning, and he's not going to give up. He's going to demand for portfolios. He's not only that, even day-to-day administration also. If anyone follows DK closely, and he's not going to settle anything less than, whatever we think, he is going to get more. So that is the kind of characteristics he has shown in the past. I think it is no wonder if he has demanded that.
All right. Very, very interesting indeed. Vaji, what are your thoughts on this? DKS not wanting to take any chances. He wants the party to announce that he will take over from Siddaramaiah as Chief Minister 2.5 years into the government's term in office. This has never been done before. Is the Congress party likely to agree to this demand?
Well, this is what experience makes you do. If you see the other examples that are there, Rajasthan is also there. The split between Gehlot and Pilot is out in the open, and the Congress is not able to curb it. If you promise a leader like this, like how Brijesh said, that these promises are done in closed doors, and things change when political situations change. So Siddha and DK wants a confirmation from the party. Now, whether the party gives him that or not is something that needs to be looked. But this is something that experience make you say, and the situation that the Congress has seen itself in. But whether that will work in Karnataka or not is something that our past has already told us. If we see when we had the split government with Kumaraswamy and Yediyurappa, Kumaraswamy was not ready to leave his seat of power and give it to Yediyurappa, and that is when that coalition broke up, and Yediyurappa resigned and walked away with all his MLAs to Raj Bhavan, and subsequently he won the next election. And then again, when Yediyurappa was made to resign just recently, and Basavaraj Bommai was given from the same party, again BJP lost in a large with huge margins. Now these kind of situations have not worked in the state of Karnataka. Whether the situation will work, keeping this, both these leaders before had rejected this proposal, keeping in mind that this won't get accepted. But now they don't have a situation, and this is the situation that they are in. So they have to accept it. Now, when they accept it, then the party has to come out and give an confirmation or an assurance that yes, we will make you, and that is what DK is asking for, and this is what experience makes you do.
He's learned from past experience of other leaders like T.S. Singh Deo and Sachin Pilot. Even though, you know, I'm not sure if any such promise had been made officially to Sachin Pilot, but certainly this happened in the case of Bhupesh Baghel and T.S. Singh Deo in Chhattisgarh. Bhaskar, clearly, DK Shiv Kumar learning from other Congress leaders' experience, not leaving anything to chance, saying if you are going to get my support, for Siddaramaiah as CM, then I want you to publicly announce that I'm going to take over from him 2.5 years down the road. Now, what do you think are the pros and cons for the Congress if it were to decide to make such an announcement? Like we keep saying, it would be unprecedented in some ways. It's hardly ever been done before. These assurances are given behind closed doors, never in public. What do you think would be weighing on the minds of the Congress leaders as they evaluate this demand that has been made by DK?
Neha, one thing I think, if you analyze closely chronologically the developments happening in Delhi in the last couple of days, DK is not a small politician to think suddenly out of the box. So he might have kept plan A, plan B. Plan A is to demand CM post. So this morning when he met Rahul, I think by going by the chronology of incidents and events happening, I think after he met Rahul Gandhi, he might have realized that his chances are very bleak and he will not become CM. So, and then after coming out from Rahul's house, he is straight away headed to meet Kharge. And in the meeting with Kharge, I think he might have made this demand. And in the sense, the plan A or first plan A is ready, demanding for CM post. 2 days he demanded. He jumped at 2 years or whatever rotational CM formula. When he realized that that formula is not going to work and CM is going to, Siddaramaiah is going to be the CM, immediately he come back to the old plan, that is plan B, that is, okay, I will become CM for 3 years or 2.5 years, but condition is that you make announcement in the public that first term Siddaramaiah and second term DK Shiv Kumar. I think this could be the kind of plan he might have made. Yeah, see, when plan A did work, so he might have come back to plan B. That's point number one. Now coming back to answer your question, it will be difficult for Kharge to make that announcement. I think if that is the case, that if AICC has to make announcement that there will be 2.5 years, 2.5 years for Siddaramaiah and 2.5 years for DK Shiv Kumar, if that kind of announcement is going to come, and I think Rahul Gandhi will not be present in the press conference because that will show or kind of, show the national leaders in a kind of bad light. What they will do, at the most, Surjewala and Kharge will be present. I think Rahul may not be present. If that is the case, and they will make announce somewhere in 4 o'clock or whatever.
Interesting. So Rahul Gandhi may or may not be present, but we'll see Party President Mallikarjun Kharge come out flanked by Siddaramaiah and DK Shiv Kumar, and this announcement could be made around 4 this evening. We will continue with this conversation, but at this point, let's listen in once again to what the man of the moment, Siddaramaiah, told the media on Saturday, the day the Congress registered that thumping win in Karnataka.
It is a mandate against the Narendra Modi. It is a mandate against the Amit Shah. It is a mandate against the Nadda. It is because Narendra Modi has come to Karnataka. 20 times he addressed 20 rallies. No 5 minister in the park. That's campaign like Narendra Modi. Hey, or yaran disse kelappa.
If that is the case, why did Congress not do well in Bangalore and coastal area? Congress has not done well in these 2 areas. What's the reason?
See, in the last election, we won only 1 seat in Bangalore. This time we expected 3 to 4. But Ramanatre, Bhaskar, we expected. And also Beltangde. ಒಂದು 3-4 ಪುತ್ತೂರು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಯ್ತಾ. 4 ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು, ಉಡುಪಿನಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಗೆಲ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು. ವೈದ್ಯರು ಏನಾಯ್ತು?
Indian community and Muslima community which has stayed away from Congress in the last election. They have voted considerably to Congress this time. What's the reason?
Considerable number of Lingayats also voted Congress party. Considerable number of Okligas also voted Congress party, including Brahmins. The Congress party is a party. This is the only secular party in the country which is taking the votes of all communities or religions. It is the only party. See, as far as BJP is concerned, not a single Muslim was given a ticket out of 224. Not a Christian was given a ticket. Narendra Modi was telling, "Sabka saath, sabka vikas." How fast? Hey! How much lie he made? See, Narendra Modi could not fulfill in his 9 years tenure the major promises which he has made to the people of the country. I was not afraid. I had no apprehension that Operation Kamala will do it. But because BJP is known for it. With money power, they will go to any extent. But I was not under the apprehension of that BJP is going to make up this Operation Kamala, because Congress party would win in this election and more than 130 seats. That's what I expected. So that is what happened also. It is going to be happened. In 130 means, see, JDS less than 25 seats. That is what I said. 20 to 25 seats. BJP 60 to 70, 65. That is what my calculation.
You are more powerful
Sir,
than
CLP meeting. CLP meeting.
I thank Mallikarjuna ji, Mallikarjun Kharge ji. I thank Rahul ji. I thank Priyanka Gandhi ji for their campaign, aggressive campaign in Karnataka. The Karnataka Assembly election is present, Sonia Gandhi ji also. And all the general secretaries, particularly Venugopal, Surjewala, and other secretaries who are in charge of Karnataka, I thank all of them. That Congress party would get around 130 seats. That was my assessment of the situation in the state. Almost it comes true. We may cross 130 also. It's a big victory to Congress party. The people of Karnataka wanted a change in Karnataka because they were fed up with BJP government. There was a strong anti-incumbency against the BJP government. The BJP did not come to power. Whether it is in 2008 or in 2018, there was no mandate by the people, the BJP party. In 2008 also there was a fractured verdict. In 2018 also there was a fractured verdict. In 2008 also they came to power through Operation Kamala. In 2018 also Operation Kamala. They have spent a lot of money in Operation Kamala. The BJP asked some of the MLAs who defected from Congress and JDS by giving them money, and all MLAs who are defected and involved in the Operation Kamala, they were all sold. Many of them were taught a lesson in this election. The people of Karnataka are politically very matured people. They know which party would save the state. Because there was a threat by the BJP to the secular fabric of the state. There was a hate politics. The people of Karnataka are not tolerating hate politics or communal politics. They tried to win this election by money power. They could not succeed with money power. And Rahul Gandhi ji, Priyanka Gandhi ji, Mallikarjun Kharge ji, they also campaigned Congress party aggressively. The Padayatra of Rahul ji also helped. It enthuses the workers, the cadre in the party. I think this election is a very crucial election.
सर क्या फैसला सर सर क्या थोड़ा नीचे कर लो हाँ मुनि
नमस्कार साथियों, just one second, relax. Okay. Namaskar साथियों, since a lot of speculation was going on and there was all of you were calling me incessantly, I just wanted to point out that deliberations are currently being held by Honorable Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge ji. I have met up with PCC President and CLP leader myself. PCC President and CLP leader went and met Shri Rahul Gandhi today. They have also met the AICC President. AICC President has been authorized to appoint the new leader of the Congress Legislature Party unanimously. And that's why the deliberations are currently underway. Please do not resort to any speculation. Whenever a decision is taken by the Honorable Congress President, we will be happy to inform you. I am only here to quash multiple rumors and hearsay and planted news that are being played on television channels. Please do not believe it. Please do not accept it. Whenever Congress Party takes a decision, either today or tomorrow, we will be the first ones to inform you. So stop showing fake cards, stop announcing fake dates, and stop listening to rumors being planted by Bharatiya Janata Party, which is frustrated by decisive defeat in Karnataka and mandate given by 6.5 crore Kannadigas to the Congress Party. The Congress Party is committed to the welfare of each Kannadiga. The Congress Party is committed to fulfill its 5 Congress guarantees. The Congress Party is committed to implement its agenda. The Congress Party is committed to giving a clean, transparent and responsible government. And it's only a matter of today or tomorrow, and we will have a new leader of the Congress Legislature Party. Within next 48 to 72 hours, we'll have a new cabinet in Karnataka, and in the first cabinet meeting of the next Congress government of Karnataka, we will implement the 5 Congress guarantees and begin the work of rebuilding brand Karnataka all over again. So I'm only here to tell you, stop believing fake news, stop listening to fake rumors, and stop listening to the BJP-propelled fake propaganda, which is frustrated by its decisive defeat in Karnataka. Karnataka will have a 5-year-long stable government. Karnataka will have a Congress government committed to peace, progress and harmony. Karnataka will ensure that the 5 Congress guarantees are implemented as promised by Shri Rahul Gandhi. And Kharge Sahab is somebody who believes in 3 principles. I repeat again, the Congress President believes in 3 principles: consensus, unanimity and unity. Shri Mallikarjun Kharge ji, who has been authorized to appoint the next leader of the Congress Legislature Party by the Congress Legislature Party, will announce after holding due deliberations. मित्रों, साथियों, मैं आपके समक्ष केवल ये कहने को उपस्थित हुआ हूं कि बहुत सारे टेलीविजन चैनल बहुत सारी फेक न्यूज चला रहे हैं, बहुत सारे फेक कार्ड्स दिखा रहे हैं, बहुत सारी मिथ्या और झूठी तिथियां घोषित कर रहे हैं। इनमें कोई सच्चाई नहीं। श्री मलिक, आप आ जाइए मेरी जगह, आप बाइट दे दीजिए।
आप पूरी कर लीजिए सर। When will expect?
You have to have this much sense of responsibility, यार। तो कृपया करके झूठी खबरों और भाजपा की अफवाहों पर विश्वास मत करिए। श्री मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी, जिनको कांग्रेस विधायक दल ने सर्वसम्मति से ये अख्तियार दिया है कि वो कांग्रेस का अगला विधायक दल का नेता एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंटली मुख्यमंत्री घोषित करें, वो बाकायदा संपूर्ण चर्चा कर रहे हैं। हमारे ऊपर मोदी जी 10-10, 15-15 दिन में निर्णय करते हैं। मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी 2 दिन से डेलिब्रेशंस कर रहे हैं। हो सकता है आज, हो सकता है कल तक हम आपको ये निर्णय बता देंगे। इसलिए जल्दी मत करिए, विचलित मत होइए, अपने दर्शकों और पाठकों को झूठी खबरें मत दिखाइए। कांग्रेस पार्टी की अगली कांग्रेस की सरकार कर्नाटक में 6.5 करोड़ कन्नडिगाओं के लिए काम करने के लिए प्रतिबद्ध है। हम कांग्रेस की 5 गारंटियां मंत्रिमंडल की पहली बैठक में, जैसा राहुल गांधी जी ने और जैसा खड़गे साहब ने कहा, उन्हें लागू करके दिखाएंगे। भारतीय जनता पार्टी अपनी करारी हार से बौखलाई हुई है, विचलित है और इसीलिए वो झूठा प्रोपेगेंडा और प्रपंच टेलीविजन के माध्यम से और उनका सोशल मीडिया अजीबोगरीब खबरें चलवा रहा है। उन पर विश्वास मत कीजिए। हम कांग्रेस ब्रांड कर्नाटका का पुनर्निर्माण करेंगे। हम एक काबिल सरकार कर्नाटका को देंगे, एक ट्रांसपेरेंट, अकाउंटेबल और ईमानदार सरकार कर्नाटक को देंगे। 40% कमीशन का अंत करेंगे और ये सुनिश्चित करेंगे कि हम हर कन्नडिगा के लिए 6.5 करोड़ कन्नडिगा हमारे भाई और बहन हमारी इकलौती प्राथमिकता हैं और हम उन सब के लिए काम करेंगे।
So there you had it, General Secretary of the Indian National Congress, Randeep Surjewala, and party in charge for Karnataka, saying a couple of things. One, do not go by rumors. According to him, he alleged that certain television channels and media outlets which were being propelled by the BJP were forced to give out false news, fake news. He said, desist. Do not do that. It will take maximum 72 hours and minimum 48 hours for President of the Congress Party, and that being Mallikarjun Kharge, to make the correct announcement. He also said what the Congress wants is a stable government for all the Kannadigas and in Karnataka, obviously, and said that we shall see to it that all the promises made, which were announced by Rahul Gandhi while he campaigned in Karnataka, those 5 promises will all be fulfilled. So basically, the Congress is buying time. It is very, very clear that beneath all that, they are buying time to see that they do not have to regret or it doesn't boomerang on them. What we've been saying is Siddaramaiah going to be Namaskara, Chief Minister Siddaramaiah, all day through. Let me get the experts. Of course, Neha Khanna, my colleague, is here with me in the studio. And also joining us are other 2 colleagues of mine, Bhaskar Hegde and also Vajiullah. Bhaskar, to you first. Bhaskar, do you think that this is clearly the buying time tactic? Because you see, we saw visuals, and I would request my friends to please put up those visuals of how there were a lot of protests from the supporters of DK Shivakumar. Bhaskar. All right, I think that we've lost contact to Bhaskar Hegde. Vaju, if you can just take that question, please. Is the Congress trying to buy time, trying to buy more time to make the correct assessment, announcement? Because you see, the other factor is also, Vajullah, that the kind of protests we've been seeing since morning from the DK Shivakumar camp, as it were.
Well, I think, yes, it is important for them to take their time and give out this decision because both of them are big leaders. Both of them have the power to pull off the government, to make sure that the government falls if they pull out their support. So it's important for the Congress to take their time to deliberate all the options, see the nitty-gritty, the modalities, on how things will pan out if DK is made the chief minister and Siddaramaiah is not made the chief minister, or vice versa. Whether we'll see mass protesting across the states or not. But like we see, the people who have gathered outside the KPCC office or the outside Mallikarjun Kharge's residence, both of them are from different factions. Both of them are have some discontent whether the leader will be selected or not. It won't be. We can't call it a protest so far, so fast right now, because somewhere or the other, both these leaders had in their mindset that there are possibilities of them being the chief minister or not being the chief minister. DK especially, DK knew about these things beforehand itself, keeping in mind his cases. Now, Randeep Surjewala coming out and saying this is just to make sure that people don't jump the gun when it comes to taking this, in announcing this decision, because they don't want this big victory to be dampened by rumors and by a statement by people saying that they have not been able to decide.
Vajiullah, my whole point is that are you saying that by making all these, you know, I mean, those who are peddling fake news, saying he will be so and so, then there will be rotation, etc., adding their own blurbs to it, don't you think somewhere that will also, of course, fake news is out, we don't do it, we'll never do it. But I'm saying, don't you think that may also anger the DK Shivakumar camp, Vaji?
Well, yes, it may anger the DK Shivkumar camp, but then it will be the responsibility of DK Shivkumar to make sure that his cadre or his supporters or his workers understand the situation and make sure that there is peace in the state, because this is a very big mandate that the Congress has got. And that same mandate that the Congress has got because of the KPCC president, which is DK Shivkumar. And if his own people try to bring this down, then it will be a back mark on him and it will spoil his entire effort. So DK Shivkumar will play this politics, will try to put some pressure tactics, will make his people snuggle around near the office, will make them show their discontent. But he will not he will make sure that this doesn't go out of his hand. So that is why this thing has been done by Randeep Surjewala, that these rumors are put to rest. So those people who are trying to create a divide within the party don't make sure that they are stopped or nipped in the bud itself, because such a big margin for the Congress in the last 8 years, they've never got this.
Right.
And now that is destroyed just because of an infighting will put a black mark on them or will show them in a bad light.
Right. Neha, I want to ask you what Vajiullah said and what I asked him. Yes, fakery is out, you can't put out fake news, but, and Randeep Surjewala said it not once but almost 5 times, you know, do not rely on them, un par vishwas na kare, aap intezar kare and all that. But what I asked Vaji is, it may also irk, you know, the Shivakumar camp to a great extent, because we saw visuals of them protesting. Now, spectacular victory, like Vaji said, you know, fantastic. But don't you think already the way this tug of war or the question mark, which has grown from this much to this much now, has kind of put a spanner in the works of the Congress party?
You know, it threatens to almost take the sheen off their big win, Sudha. And you know, I don't disagree with you when you say that it almost looks like a time-buying tactic on part of the Congress, because, you know, our sources have been telling us all morning that it's almost a done deal. Siddaramaiah is going to be the next chief minister. It's only a question of when that official announcement is going to be made. However, a short while ago, we saw visuals of DK Shivkumar entering the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge here in the national capital, where deliberations, as Surjewala pointed out, are still underway. The question really, I don't think, is any longer about who's going to be chief minister. It is all about how do you bring DK Shivkumar and his supporters on board, because as you pointed out, some angry protests have already erupted in the DK Shivkumar camp. You saw those people raising slogans, putting up posters, and these are protests happening right outside the residence of Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress party president. The last thing the Congress party needs right now, Sudha, is for it to look like a divided house, barely 4 days after that historic win that they've registered, because that is exactly what the BJP will want to cash in on.
Right.
They have already issued statements. In fact, Baswaraj Bomai, the outgoing chief minister, and you know, belonging to the BJP, has already issued a statement today saying look what they're doing. They have been given a majority by the people of Karnataka, but they seem to be making a mess of things because they can't seem to choose their next chief minister. So I think the Congress is trying really hard here to bring the two factions together, to put up a united show. But will they really be able to succeed on that front? Remains the million-dollar question, because DK Shivkumar has made plenty of demands. Sudha, will those demands be acceptable to the High Command? Is a big question.
And I like what you said, that we are not here to discuss, you know, the what of it, but rather the why of it. I mean, this is, look, our sources have said enough and more since morning, but I'm going to Vajiullah and ask him. Vajiullah, you know, if you look at Siddaramaiah, I mean, just for the benefit of the viewers, I mean, those who are joining us time and again and asking us questions, is why not DKS? I'm asking you, why Siddaramaiah? Siddaramaiah, the points, you know, which make him really a more mature candidate to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Yes, there has been a spectacular victory. I think the Congress party, we also spoke about it, Vaji, that they should not be able to throw it, they shouldn't be throwing it away. But look at Siddaramaiah. You know, the first thing which comes to my mind, because Randeep Surjewala spoke about that we shall promise each and every, you know, guarantees which were announced by Rahul Gandhi. Siddaramaiah, when he was managing the finance portfolio, you know, he was somebody who gave 7 kgs of rice to families who were below poverty line. He also gave free milk. Remember those canteens where food was really, really cheap. So that is one of the qualities which I think put Siddaramaiah perhaps below the spotlight to be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. What do you think?
Well, why Siddaramaiah? Because if we compare the two leaders also, the stature that Siddaramaiah holds is any day bigger than DK Shivkumar. Siddaramaiah come across as a mass leader. He's been in politics for way longer than DK Shivkumar. He's been the Chief Minister, and I think he's the only Chief Minister who's completed his term. And like you mentioned, the schemes that he's come out with, the Anna Bhagya scheme, the Indira Canteen scheme, all these schemes puts him in the front. Apart from that, he also comes across as an Ahinda leader. Now the Ahinda leader, brings in a lot of things together. It brings in Dalits, it brings in SC, STs, minorities, the people from lower margin sections. Now this chunk becomes bigger than Vokkaligas and Lingayat combined. Though these people, Lingayats and Vokkaligas, are bigger communities individually, but a combined chunk of the Ahinda is way bigger than both these communities. So Siddaramaiah wields that power, while DK Shivkumar comes with the Vokkaliga background. So he holds that. So if you see the stature of both these leaders, it is Siddaramaiah any day is a bigger power. Yediyurappa and then Siddaramaiah. Nobody can replace them. Then coming to that, if you see the election campaign also, the 5 schemes, 5 guarantees that we see is somewhere or the other jotted out or given out by Siddaramaiah itself. He's the brainchild behind this. DK Shivkumar is the planning, is the force, is the muscle, he's the power behind it. He's the one who's brought discipline. Sure, you can give that thing to DK Shivkumar. He's the one who mobilized the cadre in Karnataka. He's the one who jumped in new life. But it is Siddaramaiah who's brought the glory to Congress for a very long time. After Ramakrishna Hegde and SM Krishna, if there is any other popular Congress leader, it's Siddaramaiah for the Congress party.
Right, and you know what you were saying, Vajiullah, you know, I must read out what someone has commented. Ranjit Nair is his name, and he says, DK is the person behind this victory. If Siddaramaiah is Congress's choice, well, this kind of reasoning and decisions is why the Congress has been washed away. This is Ranjit Nair, a very intelligent comment. Ranjit, I promise you that we shall decode it. But before that, let's set the backgrounder once again. Let's listen in to what Randeep Surjewala said just a moment ago.
Namaskar, Sathiyo. Since a lot of speculation was going on and there was, all of you were calling me incessantly, I just wanted to point out that deliberations are currently being held by Honorable Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge ji. I have met up with PCC President and CLP leader myself. PCC President and CLP leader went and met Shri Rahul Gandhi today. They have also met the AICC President. AICC President has been authorized to appoint the new leader of the Congress Legislature Party unanimously. And that's why the deliberations are currently underway. Please do not resort to any speculation. Whenever a decision is taken by the Honorable Congress President, we will be happy to inform you. I am only here to quash multiple rumors and hearsay and planted news that are being played on television channels. Please do not believe it. Please do not accept it. Whenever Congress Party takes a decision, either today or tomorrow, we will be the first ones to inform you. So stop showing fake cards, stop announcing fake dates, and stop listening to rumors being planted by Bharatiya Janata Party, which is frustrated by decisive defeat in Karnataka and mandate given by 6.5 crore Kannadigas to the Congress Party. The Congress Party is committed to the welfare of each Kannadiga. The Congress Party is committed to fulfill its 5 Congress guarantees. The Congress Party is committed to implement its agenda. The Congress Party is committed to giving a clean, transparent and responsible government. And it's only a matter of today or tomorrow, and we will have a new leader of the Congress Legislature Party. Within next 48 to 72 hours, we'll have a new cabinet in Karnataka. And in the first cabinet meeting of the next Congress government of Karnataka, we will implement the 5 Congress guarantees and begin the work of rebuilding brand Karnataka all over again. So I'm only here to tell you, stop believing fake news, stop listening to fake rumors, and stop listening to the BJP propelled fake propaganda which is frustrated by its decisive defeat in Karnataka. Karnataka will have a 5-year-long stable government. Karnataka will have a Congress government committed to peace, progress and harmony. Karnataka will ensure that the 5 Congress guarantees are implemented as promised by Shri Rahul Gandhi. And Kharge Sahab is somebody who believes in 3 principles. I repeat again, the Congress President believes in 3 principles: consensus, unanimity and unity. Shri Mallikarjun Kharge ji, who has been authorized to appoint the next leader of the Congress Legislature Party by the Congress Legislature Party, will announce after holding due deliberations.
Let's decode this. A very important day when in the aftermath, or rather after the results of the Karnataka elections. Shehzad Poonawalla, spokesperson for the BJP, is joining us. Also, Nagaraju Yadav, who's the spokesperson for the Congress, is joining us, and S. Rajasekharan, who's a senior journalist. Welcome to all of you. And also joining us is Professor Chambi Puranik, political analyst, as to decode what's really happening now and what happened yesterday and the day before. Shehzad Poonawalla, if I may come to you first. Shehzad, I think we've lost connection to Shehzad Poonawalla. Let me go to senior journalist S. Rajasekharan. Rajasekharan, if I may come to you. Rajasekharan, tell me something. I started this conversation by saying that the Congress is clearly buying time, because at one level it's an internal matter of the party, but at another level it involves a state like Karnataka. Many people have voted for the Congress, and it's their right to know who's going to be at the helm of affairs. Do you think the Congress is just trying to, in a way, appease D.K. Shivakumar so that there is no more Nataka there, of protest and everything, because the buck will stop, right at the top, as we very well know. So do you think very clever tactic by them to buy time, Rajasekharan?
Yeah, thing is, I don't know whether Siddaramaiah's name is finalized officially or not. That is what at least Surjewala said, that don't heed to the fake news or paid news planted by BJP. I don't know why BJP will do this. Right? So it's the camps within the Congress that are doing. That is one. And definitely they are buying time, and I don't think they will officially announce even by the end of this evening also. So my information says it may, at least it might take at least 1 or 2 days more to announce the names, because DK Shukmar is very, very adamant, and so is Siddaramaiah. Here the two things that we need to look at is Siddaramaiah is Ahinda leader, but Ahinda votes were always with the Congress. The Dalits, Muslims, and the backward classes were always with the Congress, even before Siddaramaiah joined Congress. So that is one fact that has not spoken by many. And the other thing is whether the Congress rewards loyalty or rewards person who actually threatens to walk out if he is not made chief minister. So it is always easier to make a loyalist to keep quiet than a person who threatens to quit, because he doesn't share the three words that Surjewala said that Congress president believes: consensus, unanimity, and unity. So that is where I think Siddaramaiah is scoring a point versus DK Shukmar, because Congress leadership knows that DK Shukmar will remain a loyalist, and we will not work against the party. So, but at the same time, this time around, I think DK Shukmar says this is his best opportunity. And once the power is given to somebody, we have seen in Chhattisgarh, even in Rajasthan, that power will not be transferred as agreed, as per the terms of agreement, whatever they have had. So that is the reason I think DK Shukmar is holding his gun and saying that, give it to me. If not to me, give it to Karge, who is a Dalit and who actually should have been a CM in 2013, according to him, when Siddaramaiah was made the chief minister for the full term. So these are the things that the Congress is deliberating, and it's not easy to leave one and go with the other, because they have Lok Sabha elections, and Lok Sabha elections will be a different ballgame. There was huge anti-incumbency against the BJP here in Karnataka. The Lok Sabha, different challenges they will pose, and organizationally DK Shukmar is much stronger and much better than Siddaramaiah. And Siddaramaiah has always worked within the government setup. He has not worked for the party as such. He has not held any party positions as such. So these are the differences that I think the Congress will decide. Probably one negative that will go against DK Shukmar is the cases that he is facing. Yes,
That's right. Rajshekharan, let me come back to you. Professor Chambi Puranik, let me welcome you to the show. And for all those who are watching the show, let me tell you, that is what we are asking. This suspense around who will be the Chief Minister of Karnataka. Will be the man on the right, or will it be the man on the left? We will get to know, but we are following Randeep Surjewala. If you are watching this, which you watch, almost every day, we are following what you said. No speculations here. We are asking questions, but all of them is a hypothesis. Let me just turn my attention now to Professor Chambi Puranik. Professor Puranik, welcome to the show, and it's great to have you as always. Namaskara. I want to ask you, Professor, that, it's all because Randeep Surjewala has very clearly said, do not speculate, do not go by, some other resources that you have. So I'm going to ask you, but what is very important, whether in politics or in acting, is body language. That's why Neta and Abhineta, the body language of a person clearly shows out what he or she is actually thinking. I mean, later I'll show you the way Siddaramaiah was sitting and joking and actually mimicking somebody. That is for latter, Professor. As of now, what Randeep said, and I would like you to decode it for us. He said, we are for all Kannadigas. We will give a government in Karnataka which is for those who are marginalized. We will empower them. We will see to it that its hands are strengthened. Don't you think all of it somehow point towards Siddaramaiah? Because I was asking my colleague Vajiullah also that no one can forget what he did. 7 kgs of rice free, for BPL families, and also free food, free milk, etc. How do you decode it, Professor?
Well, what Vijay said, and when the kind of service or leadership Siddaramaiah has given, I think nobody will dispute it. But the unfortunate thing is, he was not considered as an organization man, or even in terms of winning elections, he was, I think, second to DK Shukmar, which I think in this election it has proved beyond doubt. So I was telling Neha the other day when we were debating, I mean, she had a point.
will it be a 50-50 share? I think towards that only it's going. Because, see, if Siddaramaiah is adamant, DKC is stubborn. Both of them, I mean, I think, they are different poles apart. So that after the election, we have seen that also. Earlier, you have seen the images of Rahul Gandhi telling him to hug him. He just shook hand and gave something, and he was going back. Then he called and told him, behind Siddaramaiah's back, you just go and hug him and all that. So that shows the kind of reservations and apprehensions DK Shivakumar had. Once we get a slender majority, or let us say chance to form the government, I think Siddaramaiah will snatch it. This suspicion was lurking in the minds of DK's supporters and himself also. He knew that also. But the unfortunate thing is, it has come into open. Siddaramaiah, I know him, as you all know, for the last 50 years, I've seen him as a student when I was a young lecturer. He's very defiant, and he's very, I would say, arrogant to the extent of saying, no, I don't care if you don't give me a position. Like that, he was there. Like that only he was getting also. With H.D. Devagowda, he fell out, and then he became deputy chief minister under different governments. So for the last 30 years, he has enjoyed power. Actually, I was hoping that being an elderly person who has made all kinds of enjoyed all positions, he would be more, considerate or kind to young DK Shivakumar. Except that case thing is there. But Siddaramaiah's followers, people who are around him, like, any caucus or the kind of group, they are the ones who are telling, sir, this is the now or never chance for you, and we should. I was thinking DK Shivakumar is more accommodative rather than Siddaramaiah. Now, even if he accepts that deputy chief minister's post only for DKC, I think the important portfolios and all that given, I don't think DK Shivakumar will accept that also. He has said it is not a rebellion. He has said the other day, it's like contradicting. It is not contradiction. Congress is more democratic today after having taken a beating in 2000 election and being thrown out of power and being in the opposition, and even all over the country.
Professor, you give me a very good point, because Neha, I want to also talk to you about this, is that the kind of, like, we can only not speculate, but we can make a second guess, is that, don't you think that all through, initially we saw that, like Professor was saying, that, Rahul Gandhi saying, come on, hug, like two friends fight, and you say, come on, shake hands now, and, you be friends. Even during Bharat Jodo Yatra, there's this famous visual of him playing the drums and forcing both their hands to play the drums, to say everything is hunky-dory between the two of them. But, since the Nataka began about who will be the chief minister, don't you think that DK Shivakumar has come across as a bit shrill and strident? All that, hello sir, how are you sir, that has all gone out of the window.
It's very interesting, Sudha, that from the day the election results came out, DK Shivakumar, while sounding very emotional, crying on TV, has lost no opportunity to remind the party high command of the sacrifices he's made for them, the fact that he went to jail for the party. He says, I cannot forget how Sonia Gandhi came to visit me in jail. I made a promise to Sonia Gandhi that I would deliver Karnataka to her. She reposed her faith in me. I have kept my promise to Sonia Gandhi. And optics matter in politics. He's given many television interviews with Sonia Gandhi's picture right in the backdrop, him pointing to her constantly and referring to the Congress as his god. But there is no doubt, Sudha, that the man has decided that his time has come. He has worked very hard for the party. He has delivered the state of Karnataka to them. He's on record as having said, these 135 legislators have been elected on my watch, under my presidency, and therefore he believes it is his time to be chief minister. Having said that, as Professor Puranik pointed out, I have been asking this question from the very beginning. If you have two leaders, two regional satraps who both equally important and have been instrumental in the party's win, and you need them both in the run-up to 2024, what is so wrong with the rotational chief ministership formula? And now, it looks like things may be headed in that direction. However, there is a twist in the tail here, Sudha, which is that normally when you see power sharing, promises are made and assurances are given behind closed doors. But having learned from the experience of other Congress leaders, particularly T.S. Singhdev in Chhattisgarh, DK Shivakumar, our sources are telling us, wants the Congress High Command to publicly announce
That's right.
that he will be Chief Minister 2.5 years down the road. It's never been done before. Will the Congress High Command agree?
Yes, will they bite the bullet? I mean, that is the whole question. Let me go to Vajiullah, what Neha said. Vajiullah, tell me something, and this is something which Rajasekhar also said. One has to see to it that after this initial hiccup that they are having about two camps, two groups, my chief minister, your chief minister, etc., keeping the party together becomes absolutely imperative. Who do you think has more experience? Because you see, Shivakumar is an organizational man. The cadre respects him. Some say, I am not saying, but some say they are very scared of him because he does not mince his words. He will there and then berate you publicly, upbraid you and say, why are you behaving like this? But I am asking you, the need of the hour is to keep the flock together. And we know Karnataka is, the king when it comes to resort politics. As of now, who do you think has an advantage, Vaji, to keep the party together?
Well, both the leaders have a clout that can dismantle the entire party. But if we have to talk on the basis of loyalty, I think will weigh more than Siddaramaiah, because if you see the past of Siddaramaiah also, he's somebody who had to leave JDS because he felt that his future is not secure there. Yes, it's a different thing that a lot of leaders have left JDS after Siddaramaiah because of the. But if
some connection problem with my colleague Vajiullah. So let me go to Bhaskar Hegde, my other colleague who has joined us now. Bhaskar Hegde, you must have seen what Randeep Surjewala said. He said, do not go after speculation, do not believe in rumors. Please wait maximum 72 hours, minimum 48 hours, Bhaskar, for the Congress party to speak. Mallikarjun Kharge is getting all ready. I've been asking everyone and I was waiting for you, Bhaskar. Congress clearly buying time, do you think, so as to appease DK Shivakumar, because we have seen spurts of protest from his supporters, and it's not as if DK Shivakumar has either looked happy or sounded happy all through. He's been extremely shrill and strident and wants his pound of flesh.
Sudha, I think you're right, because he wants his pound of flesh, first thing. But I tempted to interpret Mr. Surjewala's statement a bit further, in the sense, it's very highly unlikely that, a party with a very clear mandate is getting 3 days, and now he's seeking 1 more day's time to finalize a CM pick candidate, is bit kind of disturbing thing, because if you are finally settle on zeroed in on Siddaramaiah, what prevented Congress party to announce Siddaramaiah's candidature for CLP leader post and eventually who will become CM? If that is not, and there is something which is coming in the way of Siddaramaiah becoming CM. What I analyzed sitting here in Bangalore, the chronology of events, if you very closely observe, when Siddaramaiah went to meet Rahul Gandhi this morning, it was a very cordial discussion. I think Siddaramaiah was sounded by Rahul Gandhi that you are going to become the chief minister and give a very good government, this and that. Then he came down till the compound and he said, okay, acha, take care and best of luck, whatever. Thereafter, very next moment, his guest is DK Shivakumar. That meeting lasted only for 20 minutes. When DK emerged from Rahul's residence or room, he was very bit disappointed. His body language was not normal. That clearly shows something went wrong between Rahul Gandhi and DK Shivakumar. That's obviously, I think Rahul Gandhi might have told him that, sorry, Mr. DK Shivakumar, we have to give it to Siddaramaiah. This is my understanding. Subject to correction from the IACC, that's a different issue. But what happened or what further complicated the matter, I think, is the meeting between DK Shivakumar and ACC President Mallikarjun Kharge were, Mr. Shivkumar might have asked him for, the old formula of two-year rotational chief minister post formula. That is 2.5 years Siddaramaiah and the next 2.5 years myself. So this is the first step. The second step is the Congress party has to make this officially announced in a press conference before the public, saying that they have already a view that Siddaramaiah will become CM and will hold the post for 2.5 years, and thereafter DK Shivkumar will succeed. So now my interpretation would be, see, for Karnataka today and this time, AICC may take this risk of announcing that rotational CM post, 2.5 years. First rotation, first priority is Siddaramaiah, and next will be DK Shivkumar. Congress is a national party. See, if you resort to this kind of new culture or a tradition, so in subsequent elections in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh, if similar kind of situations arises, or in future in any other state, the region satraps may resort to this kind of strategy to put pressure on Congress High Command. See, what happens if Congress party is in power in Delhi, no leader, no PCC president, or no one will dare crossing the line and dictate terms. But in this case, what happened, Congress High Command is little weak, Congress is not in power in Delhi, and as you know, the Congress grip on national politics is not very strong and robust. The regional chief ministers are dictating terms to have a national level coalition for 2024. Under these circumstances, if you come before the media and the AICC president announcing that rotational chief minister post formula will be adopted, and the first chief minister is Siddaramaiah and next will be DK Shivkumar, it will send a very wrong signal to all the PCCs, all the Congress units in districts and taluks and every state. They think Congress High Command is very weak. It's this if at all DK has put this demand and Congress High Command is deliberating on it, and it is in a tight spot to announce it or not.
Bhaskar,
So
tell me, isn't it breaking from tradition? Because
absolutely,
go
absolutely, absolutely, it's very difficult. They are breaking it from tradition, from the Congress tradition, whatever the 50, 60, 70 years. Number two, and it will set a bad precedent for all the other district and state units. Very importantly, it will give a kind of major political ammunition to the opposition BJP at national level also, because when you give a state with 135 seats, if you can't pick up a very strong candidate for CM post, and ACC saying that we'll have a rotational chief minister post, then the game is lost on the very first day, I think, politically, and they give a kind of very strong
absolutely. And this after DK Shivakumar went public and said, I will not resort to blackmail. Now let us just expand this conversation and look at what is the impact of Karnataka victory going to be when it comes to pan-India, and what is the role going to be of the BJP and particularly Prime Minister Modi. Now there is a lot to learn, for the Saffron party. These are what experts are saying from the results in Karnataka. There is a kind of a bipolar contest which unfolded, which was for everyone to see, and of course the failure of the double engine ki sarkar. BJP's lackluster performance raises several questions about how viable will the BJP's 2024 strategy will be. There is of course no doubt that BJP's defeat has rejuvenated the opposition in more ways than one. They now feel that the BJP is not really invincible anymore, and Modi's charisma alone may not be enough for 2024, although Prime Minister has shown remarkable capacity to rebrand himself every 5 years. If you may recall, from being a Hindutva mascot, if one may call him that, to repositioning himself as the messiah of the voiceless. Now BJP, it's felt, relies a bit too much on the Prime Minister's caliber and get it past the finishing line. But after BJP's resounding defeat in Karnataka, the question we are asking is, will Modi charisma even deliver in 2024? What are the lessons that the BJP can learn from the Karnataka experience? Let's listen into one of the strongest voices from the opposition and we'll get back into this discussion.
This situation, I think whoever is strong in some places, in every region, they should fight together. Means, in suppose Bengal, I think we should fight Bengal. Suppose Delhi, up should fight Delhi, Bihar. They are together, so they, Nitishji, Tejaswi, and Congress also some parties there, so they will decide. I cannot decide their formula. So like this Chennai, they have the friendship, so they can fight together. So Jharkhand also, now other state also. So it is their choice, but I think that wherever the regional party is very strong, suppose you see the Bihar, the Odisha, the Bengal, the Chennai, the Jharkhand, the AP, Andhra Pradesh, the Telangana, like so many states, Punjab. So the strong party must be given priority. And wherever is the Congress strong, in their respective 200 seat or something, what we have already calculated, let them fight, we will give support, no, nothing is wrong. But they have to see that they have to support the other political party also. I am giving you the support in Karnataka, but you are fighting against me every day. It should not be the policy. It is for everybody.
Now let's look at it from the prism of Karnataka, obviously, because Karnataka is still not done and dusted. Like Randeep Surjewala said, hold your horses for at least 72 hours. I'm going to Rajasekhara and ask him this question. Rajasekhara, a lot of post-mortem is always done. Political experts, they are saying this is the reason, that is the reason, etc., etc. But do you think one of the most important things that actually went against the BJP was the entire Yedurappa versus Bommai question? They first got Bommai in place of Yedurappa. Bommai did not prove to be as popular and as, charismatic a leader as Yedurappa. Then they went back to Yedurappa. Kind of confusing, isn't it, Rajasekhara?
Definitely, but the bigger challenge for BJP to come back to power was serious graft charges against the government, whether it was during Yedurappa's time or Bommai's time. Definitely, Yedurappa's removal without giving any reason could have probably angered the Lingayats to an extent. But he was replaced by a fellow Lingayat, though he was not fitting into the shoes of Yedurappa. So this was the case. The Prime Minister's visit here several times also could not help the BJP to come to power, basically because there was so much of anger and anti-incumbency against individual MLAs in the BJP. And we have seen, we saw how the senior ministers in the cabinet, Bommai cabinet, lost with huge margins, including the speaker himself, who had been got elected 6 consecutive terms. He also lost. So this is a situation. Whether it is just caste, I don't think that helped Congress to come to power. It is a serious graft charges against the BJP government, whether it was SR Bommai, Basuraj Bommai, or the previous Yedurappa government. That is I think that was a game changer. Plus the guarantee schemes that the Congress came with, I think caught the imagination of the people in the rural areas to a great extent, and now we have already seeing that people refuse to pay the electric bills. So that could have influenced more than the cash, just the removal of Yedurappa. Yeah.
Right, Rajasekhara. Professor Puranik, also the messaging. If Mr. Modi has to kind of reinvent, rebrand himself, which he's very good at doing, of course, there is no two ways about it, then don't you think the messaging has to be very clear? Look at it. You can't possibly keep playing the Hindutva card all the time. Now, if you look at from the, in the context of Karnataka, Professor, this whole Bajrang Bali, Bajrang Dal, trying to prove that the other party is busy appeasing the minorities. made no sense at the end of it, right, Professor? I mean, this whole Hindutva card, let me play it, doesn't work all the time. I know Anjaneya is important to you, important to me, but it just did not work. He gave his blessings elsewhere, Professor.
Yeah, I agree. They not only mistook, or took people of Karnataka for granted, their first agenda was polarization. You look at the statement made by the President Nalin Kumar Katil. He said, don't think of development, think of love jihad and the kind of thing. That might have worked for his district, but he spoiled the whatever edge that BJP had. Because lot many candidates have lost the narrow margin. That itself speaks that how in spite of JDS being hurled, BJP still has about 30 to 40 constituencies where it has lost with less than 5,000, 3,000, even including 16 kind of number that is there, 228 is there in Bangalore. So that means to say they overplayed this religious card and Bajrang Dal and saying, Prime Minister himself saying, Jai Bajrang Bali, Jai Bajrang Bali. I never expected. He's such a, seasoned politician. Now he's trying to become not only statesman but the global leader, Vishwa Guru. I think he has been misled. That's why I said, whenever I look at BJP's debacle, I consider it as too high command centric and also a kind of few people, the caucus or whatever it is in the oligarchy. There is lack of democracy in BJP per se even today, even after the defeat. But in Congress, having taken a big blow and the slap on the party itself in 2018 and the number of states that the Congress has missed, I think now Congress is learning to be more liberal, accommodative and democratic, So democratic and dictatorship, these are the two. I don't mean dictatorship of Hitler or fascism. The kind of polarization that you have done, everything from the center will go, and interference of Santosh, all that. Added to that, what Mr. Rajshekhar said, they are more important. The sufferings of the people in the rural area. Whenever I walk and meet ordinary people, Sudha, they tell me that the government was corrupt. Not 40%, it was corrupt. It was not at all helping poor people. These people are only talking of kumkum and vibhuti and
Professor,
this kind of polarization.
Yeah, I was going to ask Neha about it, but let me first go to Vajji and then I'll come to Neha. Vajji, what Professor said, that this 40% Sarkara, development, all these things matter a lot. Karnataka has proven that people will vote you in because of issue-based things. It's not because of other things which parachute there. Now, I'll talk to you in the context of the two names which are doing the round, Siddaramaiah and Mr. D.K. Shivakumar. When it comes to graft, when it comes to corruption charges, when it comes to overt aggression, don't you think Mr. Siddaramaiah is way, way above, in the matrix of less corrupt, someone who has really dealt, he's also had the finance portfolio, has dealt with money very well, has managed 3 budgets. So when it comes to corruption, Vajji, don't you think the vote will go to Mr. Siddaramaiah rather than to Shivakumar?
Well, that has been the biggest issue that the Congress is facing, and it is something that Siddaramaiah also knows. D.K. Shivakumar also knows that the only reason that will come in the way of him and being the chief minister is the corruption charges. Now, DK is frequently visited by ED, IT, CBI, and the recently appointed CBI chief, Mr. Sood. He also will now act as a pressure tactics against DK Shivakumar in the future. Now, keeping all this in mind, the corruption charges of DK any day weighs in more than Siddaramaiah. If we count on the corruption charges that are on Siddaramaiah, I think there is one particular case on Siddaramaiah, which I'm not sure, but there is one case against him. But that is also not a tight case against him. But if you compare him with DK Shivakumar, DK has a history of corrupt cases. DK has been known for his resort politics. Even before the election, if we see, during the nomination time, DK had to place his brother DK Suresh as a backup. What if something goes wrong? What if the election commission finds fault in his affidavit? What if the CA calculation and the affidavit calculation do not come together? He will not be able to fight the election also. So he made his brother also file the nomination from the same seat. So DK beforehand itself knew that if there is only one thing that will come between him and the chief minister's post is the corruption charges. So when it comes to corruption, yes, and Karnataka has a history of removing leaders who are corrupt. If we see Yediyurappa had to resign from his post because of corruption charges. So corruption is not taken lightly in Karnataka, but it happens.
Right. Neha, I want to bring you in here. You see, the point is, Siddaramaiah, the one thing I want to know from you is that it's very well known that Siddaramaiah has announced several times, I'm an atheist. But I'm very spiritual. You know, somebody who comes from the Kuruba community and which is backward, and of course, you know, he's married, he has two children, one son passed away, you know, prematurely, very, very sadly. So do you think this whole spiritual image, because Karnataka is almost like a microcosm of what India is. I mean, you have atheists, you have believers, you have different faiths. Do you think that also works in his favor, considering Karnataka is putting a new foot forward now?
Well, you know, my take is a little different, Sudha. In politics, we've seen how big a role religion plays. In recent weeks, we've seen everyone in Karnataka turn into a Hanuman Bhakt. Ever since that controversy over Bajrang Bali erupted, you know, everyone falling over themselves to prove that they are the bigger Hanuman Bhakt than their rivals. You know, so even this display of religiosity it plays a very important role in Indian politics. Prime Minister Modi, for example, as we all know, is, you know, somebody who makes no bones about his religious beliefs, the fact that he's often seen at temples, you know, performing pujas quite publicly. Some say taking a cue from him. We've seen Rahul Gandhi do that. We've seen Priyanka Gandhi do that. We see Arvind Kejriwal do that. Even he calls himself a Hanuman Bhakt. But, you know, looking at the larger picture, what worked against the BJP? This is my opinion, Sudha, that okay, fine, I think the Congress definitely ran a very successful campaign where perhaps the 40% Commission Sarkara tag stuck. They focused on people's issues such as inflation, unemployment, gas cylinder prices. That certainly worked. There was anti-incumbency. Let's not forget Karnataka has a revolving door trend. It's been there for 4 decades. But there are other factors that went against the BJP. There was factionalism. They've been accused of sidelining senior leaders, some of whom left the party, such as Jagdish Shettar. There was a very interesting op-ed in one of the newspapers today, Sudha, which says that BJP's Karnataka hopes were washed away in Yediyurappa's tears. Even though he was the campaign committee chief, fact of the matter is many saw him the tallest Lingayat leader in the state being sidelined. Many felt that the Lingayats deserted the BJP this time around. So there are many factors that the BJP will need to look at, and yes, the double engine Sarkar formula failed. Modi magic in this particular campaign failed. But I want to make one point, Sudha, before I hand it back to you. You know, since we're looking ahead at 2024, I still think it would be too premature to say that, you know, the BJP is going to be in a tough spot, or that Modi magic doesn't work anymore, because we've seen in election after election, people vote very differently in state elections vis-a-vis
very well said,
national
Neha.
elections.
And you know, the thing is that you spoke about the future, but what really is obsessing all of us right now is the present, as you well know, and you've been at it since last evening, and all of us. So let me go to Vajiullah, Neha, because while you were speaking, he wanted to say something. Vaji, go ahead.
Well, yes, Karnataka is a very different state when it comes to religion. If you say, I just wanted to point this out. One of the biggest castes, which is Lingayat, the ideology of the Lingayat do not coincide that much with the Hindutva ideology. They are two completely opposite ideologies. While Hindutva is inclusive, the Lingayat community is exclusive. It believes in the overall development of each and every community. Everyone should be respected. Nobody should be mistreated. Nobody is bigger than the other. Everyone is same in the eyes of the Lord. So that is the ideology which coherently sums up the entire state of Karnataka. So when you pour in the Hindutva ideology over here, it does not match with it. If you see, the coastal region is the only section in Karnataka which weighs into the Hindutva politics, and they made sure that the Hindutva politics wins this time also. Most of the seats in the coastal regions were won by Hindutva leaders. If we have one last point that I would want to point out, is that Karnataka understands the difference between Bajrang Bali and Bajrang Dal. because it is the same state that, if you remember during the Mangalore pub attack, it was the same state that had sent pink chadis across to their leader, to the Bajrang leader at that point of time, Pramod Mutalik. So this is a state that has seen the attacks and atrocities on the communities, on minority communities by Bajrang Dal. If you see the boycott of Muslims also was something that came across very in a bad taste to most of the people of Karnataka. So the people of Karnataka understand between Bajrang Bali and Bajrang Dal. They understand what religion
Which is wonderful, and also
politics.
Vaji, I must say that Karnataka is a beautiful state. You speak Kannada, Marathi, Tulu, Telugu, Tamil also in many parts, Dakhini, English of course. So yeah, it's one of the most evolved and beautiful states in the south of India. Let me go to Bhaskar Hegde. Bhaskar Hegde, would it be prudent? Again, this is just in the realm of speculation, rather in the realm of analysis, I would say. Considering that the Congress has to put things in order, their house in order, do you think it makes for a more prudent decision to have Siddaramaiah helm the affairs? Because like I've been saying since morning, that it only helps. 3 budgets he's presented, he's more acceptable, experience is on his side, he's run a full term, and he basically knows the lay of the land. So do you think it would be more prudent to have him and have DK Shivakumar also play his part, Bhaskar?
Sudha, I think one small correction, it is not 3, it is 13. 13 budgets he has presented so far, Siddaramaiah. So I think if you considering his experience as administrator and the way he ran the state between 2013 and 18, I think Congress might have given a weightage to his experience and said, okay, let him take the reins once again. I think there is nothing wrong in it, in honoring the experience and a seasoned horse. And of course, DK in terms of age also, see, he's 75, probably another 2 or 3 years or 4 years, he will continue. Then, of course, he's only 62. DK Shivakumar is only 62. He has another at least 20 years, if not less, very, very active politics ahead for him. So I think there is nothing wrong in it if they consider Siddaramaiah.
Absolutely, and on that note, I mean, what an exciting day it is. Ben, let me thank Vajiullah, my colleague, also thank my other colleague, Bhaskar Hegde, Professor Puranik. It's always such a pleasure to speak with you. And Mr. Rajasekara, thanks very much. And Neha, thank you very much for joining me on this conversation. Very interesting. So let's see how long the suspense sustains, but we promise, much like what Randeep Surjewala said, no rumor mongering, no speculation, just facts. So keep watching News9 Live.